the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness.
No! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. This is the Drunken Peasants. We're back. It's episode 1069. It took some enthusiasm to get that in, and we're back again. Everyone, give the stream a like if you haven't already. We're going to do an amazing Thursday show. We got Scott back. He had a traumatic golf injury.
Yep.
A traumatic golf injury.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
After a severe, savage wrestling match.
Yeah,
So,
after
it was
having
a compound.
my advice to you, the viewing public, is to not have the shit beaten out of your back with a steel chair and kendo sticks, and then after that go to a driving range and swing for the fences for an hour, and then at the end of that hour just bend over to pick up a golf ball to put on a tee, and then your back rips in half.
Yeah. Do everything except gingerly bend over to put a golf ball on a tee.
Yeah, do the wrestling, swing hard at the range, just do not bend over.
At Top Golf, you don't have to pick up the ball to put it on the tee. The little machine spits it out, and you can just finagle it with your club and put it right
with a driver, Ben.
Finagle it with a driver?
With a driver.
Baby
You could do
driver?
that.
Mini
You could do
driver?
that.
Adam
No,
driver?
okay.
Who are we talking about?
Maybe
here?
Scott just isn't as skilled as a golfer as he claims to be.
Whoa.
If he can't-
Nonsense. Finagling a ball onto a rubber tee with a fucking driver with an 8.5 degree angled driver. You're out of your fucking
You can
mind.
use your you can give some foot music too to like get it.
a little foot music.
Yeah, to get it on there. So yeah, everyone liked the stream. Just a reminder, it's Billy's birthday. He's gonna be 56, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
here's
Billy, I've always enjoyed your improv style. A lot of people out there, yes and. Billy, no.
No.
if you want to send him fun birthday presents that he'll open here on the show, just address it. Send it to this address and make sure that you specify, like, leave a note inside that says this is for Billy's birthday or whatever. But make sure.
Leave a threat with the note. Make him think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a surprise. If it's ticklish, I'll tickle you back. Stuff like that. I don't make the rules.
All right.
I tickle back.
So it's not 56. Isn't that what the IMDb? Oh, no. That was 5 foot.
5'6". You read his IMDb wrong.
Oh.
All of these are lies and slander against a very tall, beautiful young man.
What's his name?
Billy the Fridge.
Oh. I was like, what? Who are we talking
Step
about?
McCugg says, send Billy a whole glazed ham. I swear to God.
That'll be gross.
If I get a half a glazed ham, if I get a quarter, a hind quarter from a pork thigh, if I get anything less than a whole glazed ham, I'm going to be so let down now.
They have to ship that in ice, right?
I have no idea. I think that it's cured enough that they can have it wrapped.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that works, how the ham works.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you, Shane M.
So
Wishing a wonderful birthday for our Sir Bill Fridge.
yeah, send him some cool stuff.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Hey.
Glad you were a part of the show.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad. My birthday is August 13th, by the way.
Yeah, it's like
This is my birthday month.
It's
You
like
guys-
2 weeks away.
You guys can celebrate all month, but send stuff if you want.
Yeah, and he'll open it on the show. He's gonna have a little break for his birthday week. So we're gonna cram some shows together in the next few weeks to give him the time off he deserves. But we'll get to that in a moment here. Also, we're trying to reach 450 patrons. Last month, we got up to 418, 419, something like that, which was amazing. Now, every month it'll reset, and some people will drop off, and they have to, like, re-up their subscription. So we just ask,
Happy birthday month, tall.
Hey.
Sweet young William Refrigerator.
Thank you, Matt Josa.
If you want to help us reach the goal and you were a patron last month, just go in and make sure your transaction went through. They kind of trickle in the first few weeks, and we will reach the high like towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
I want to see Fat Ass and Meatball.
Yes, I would like for you to be part of it. Maybe you could be the traffic guy. I don't know.
I would love to do traffic for Fat Ass and Meatball.
Yeah.
I'd love to be your eye in the sky.
Yeah.
I thought Jeff Holiday was going to do JF Garapi as the human traffic report.
Oh, you know what? Then we need something else.
That's pretty good too.
He could read the news.
Scott could be the sexy weatherman.
I can do news. I can do the under the weather report and
Yes.
tell you what demographics of people have monkeypox. Surprise, it's only one.
I need
San Franciscans?
I need a slide.
San Franciscans. Carmen San Francisco. Where is she?
I need the famous slide whistle drop. You know. Yep. I need that. I need a few of those kind of drops for it. Yeah, I think we can do it because we gained almost 100 patrons last month because of this new initiative. So I think we can probably meet it this month. Sign up. All you have to do is sign up at any level. So you could sign up just for the $1 level, just to, sign up for the $1 level, and it'll help us get there. And it's not going to be a private show when we do Fat Ass and Meatball. It's going to be free for everybody.
Very public.
Yes. And then I think the next level, if we can reach the 450, I think the next level would be a 24-hour show at like maybe 475 or 500, something like that.
Probably be more than that. 450 is a meatball show.
Happy birthday.
It was hard to
Billy
get to there.
Boy. If I become a $100 patron, can I get on the show this month? It's my birthday on the 23rd.
Yeah, you can be on this month if you sign up.
Let's get it.
At the $100 level.
Come on in.
We can get you on. I don't know if we're doing a show on the 23rd. I'd have to...
We'll figure it out.
It's a Tuesday. You know what? We might be. Because that's like the second to last week of the month. It's the last full week of the month. So, yeah, we're probably doing a show that day.
We'll just celebrate
Savvy,
your
I was
birthday.
literally just going to say the same thing. If you hit 450, Billy has promised to attempt a 450 splash.
Yes.
Now, I don't... Okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know if Billy can do a 450 splash, but I have seen someone do a 630 splash onto Billy, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen.
That was really cool. And I think any splash I do is a 450 splash because I'm fat. 450
True, I'm sure.
pounds.
You probably had a couple of 550 splashes.
I've been there, yeah.
You know,
I've been there.
Teddy Hart was skeptical about
So,
wrestling
what
Billy.
do you want to talk about?
And then I sent him a picture of Billy, and he was like, all right, I can do that.
Yeah, Teddy Hart was like, I'll just land on that fat fuck all day long. He's like, that's a human crash pad right there.
Yeah.
Work with that.
I was like, he has experience wrestling, and it's like the giant versus the little guy type thing.
Yeah. Are you on his Facebook page, either of you?
No, I haven't seen anything
Say
from
as I
him in a
am.
while.
Yeah, I watch his Facebook page. It's great. He's mostly just like little tweaks, but then all of a sudden he'll be kicking it with some legends or something. It's cute. It's a cute little wrestling.
He's
Facebook.
part of royalty in the wrestling world. He's like a duke or whatever.
He also does
he's
killer
a
flips.
Viscount.
He's a viscount. Yeah. So basically, what we're gonna get into today is that the Alex Jones trial. It's already
wild.
over. It's already over.
He lost what, $4 million?
He lost a lot. Yeah, they reached a verdict. The best part was the testimony. Alex Jones apparently it's very apparent now. Alex Jones is probably as good at behaving in court as Chris Chan. Like he's
I
given a
thought you were gonna say
direct.
compared now that Alex Jones is one of the funniest people in America.
He's out. Yes, but I do.
It's very fun.
You know what? He also, I heard him claiming he was autistic too.
Oh wow!
He's like, I'm autistic.
Don't listen to me. I'm autistic.
yeah.
I like that.
Leave me
I
alone.
like that for
He was pulling a Cobes.
Leave me alone. I'm autistic.
They're
Cool
calling
message
it the
where I
Cobes
said something
defense.
funny.
Hey, Bobby Two Hands.
Oh, and by the
You're
way,
always getting me with those quips, man. Cheers.
you know what? There's more, Scott. There's more heat in Actual Mania than there's ever been before. Like,
Ben, let me tell you something about Actual Mania. I got a message along with a small donation on PayPal from Egghead's opponent,
oh,
Actual Mania, asking me if I would be on the show today. And I said, as a matter of fact, I think I am. And he informed me that Egghead has perhaps a new video to be screened
he
today.
does.
And and he wants my
Alex
take
Jones's
on
cell
it.
phone in the hands of the Gen 6 committee means he's about to get fucked right in his gear.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. You know what?
That's wild.
I am not surprised at all. Honest Red is politicking behind the scenes like this. It's
If I know one thing about Honest Red, he's as cool as a cucumber
he's
in a pickle jar.
he's a natural heel, and his gimmick is that he's insanely woke. That's Honest Red.
Oh, like Joe Gacy before they made him a wizard on NXT.
Yeah, kind of. Only it's not kayfabe.
Like Wayne Gacy before we found out, John Wayne Gacy before we found out he wasn't just a clown.
He was a wizard at killing children.
Child kill wizard.
Yeah. It's a good song.
Child, is that from the Who's Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Pinball Wizard.
Yeah. It kind of sounded like Pinball Wizard to me, but I hear the cat scratch also. All right, we are going to start with antagonism. Here we go. See, Honest Red has to politic to beat Egghead because Honest Red is actually less popular than Egghead. We took a poll.
That's
Yeah, no, it's that's why he's politicking. He needs that edge. Someone who's actually talented in the world of Actual Mania wouldn't need to politic, wouldn't need you to cut a promo on Egghead's promo. He could just do it himself.
He wasn't buying anything from me. He sends me $5 every day on PayPal. So this was just par for the course. This
Sweet
one just
boy.
happened to have the message with it. Hey, will you be on the show? There's going to be an Egghead video. I'd love your take. Please be responsible and tasteful. I said, of course I will. I'm never anything but. So I'm excited to see it.
All right. Yeah, if you're mean to Pimp Monk, he might up it to $10.
Yeah.
Each time.
He gives Joe $100 a month.
Does he really? That would be hilarious. All right, so here's the judge confronting one of Alex Jones's co-hosts. He's the secondary host at InfoWars. He's the younger guy.
Alex owns a mustache.
Yeah, he's basically the cleanup guy for Alex Jones. And there was a rule. This attorney for Alex Jones might get disbarred after this. This is just ridiculous.
Do we think that Alex Jones's attorney is like intentionally actively working against him? Because I kind of get that vibe.
If that's true and it's proven,
Oops, I accidentally sent a digital copy of your entire cell phone to the prosecution.
He's also being held responsible for them talking about the case on their show, like while the case is going on.
We watched him do that
classic fake Alaska move.
for real. We watched him do that cringe comedy show where he just sat in front of a room full of like people stuck in a hotel and then said the N-word at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's about as unhinged as Alex Jones is.
Stabby McHugs, I want to love Scoot, but the furry thing gives me hairballs. Lowbrow Jester, what furry thing? Scoot is a cat.
Thank you.
Yeah, get over it.
Mr. Schroyer, I'm going to ask you just a few
This guy's beard reminds me that like people with actual chins don't usually grow beards. Because he's got an actual chin, and your beard sticks out further than any normal chin would. But most people who grow beards are trying to hide the fact that they don't have an actual chin. This guy's got an actual chin.
He's got like a Leno chin.
Literally the Chad meme head.
Yeah, he's got a chin, and then he's got this tuft of scrotum hair sticking off the
fucking profile.
Yeah, for real.
He's like the least attractive Hemsworth, basically.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what
the
I mean?
fourth Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Piss Hemsworth.
Who's the woman on the right screen?
That's the judge. Yeah, we have women judges in America.
Is she played by? Is she
this
being
like
played?
a riddle? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't operate on this boy. He's my son. They're like, it was a nurse the whole time.
Is she being played by Shannon Doherty?
I don't say.
Is it at least the they them, so it's sort of nebulous?
No.
Ah, that's true. Don't assume his gender. He's obviously a judge.
You testified just today that you were a guest or a co-host with Mr. Jones on Tuesday. Is that right?
Yes.
And you testified that you did a show and then a second show. Is that right?
Yes.
And what were the topics of those two shows? I mean,
Can you imagine if you ever have to go to court because of something I said online?
Oh my god.
were any of the topics
I can.
of those two shows this trial?
Yes.
Did you and Mr. Jones talk about anything that happened at the trial?
I don't recall exactly what was discussed.
Say, it could have been any number of things. Gay frogs, chemtrails, Sandy Hook being fake. I don't know.
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm not in the business of remembering incriminating things while I'm on the stand.
Are they still available for viewing?
I believe so.
So you think you talked about the trial without talking about what happened at the trial?
I'm not sure.
Well, you just told me that the
I
topic
already
included
like this guy. I'm already on his side.
this trial, didn't you?
Kiki Magnifique says, I want to have the plaintiff's attorney's babies. Have we seen the plaintiff's attorney?
We'll see him in a
And
moment.
I'm asking you, did you talk about what happened in this courtroom?
He has two attorneys, but they kind of look similar to each other.
Said,
Hank Chill, she actually reminds me of the lady with black hair from Criminal Minds. Her name is Paget Brewster. Put some fucking respect on it.
Oh, shit. That's Paget Brewster?
Well, I just don't recall the.
She was on this Community Season 6.
Community Season 6, baby. Her and Keith David.
I'm not asking you for
So
any
the guy
details.
who I know has a hatred towards me and has admitted that he wants me gone from not only the show but the server as well, is supporting a guy who also doesn't like me. Why am I not surprised or even shocked at this point?
I don't know who you're talking about, but that's the whiniest donation text I've ever seen in my life.
Look, Egghead, I'm going to break it down for you really simply right now. Honest Red gave Scott $5, okay?
Every day.
That doesn't mean he owns Scott. The same way you just gave us $5 and we're shitting on you to your face right now. It doesn't mean anything.
Hey, you remember when CM Punk cried about all the adversity against him? Oh, or when Hulk Hogan was like,
he had the what was it? They didn't have SARS.
No.
What was he had? Staph infection.
well, hold on. Not in the. Okay, let me finish. It's not in the storyline. That was like on a podcast, like after he quit. Oh yeah. So I'm talking about like, remember when Hulk Hogan was like, "Oh no, Andre the Giant's too big. I can't fight him." Do you remember all the excuses and all the whining, all these faces made?
I also remember the whining he did on that tape where he was talking about the N-word and stuff. When he was whining about the guy managing Brook. So I guess what we're saying is, Egghead, yeah, you're a crybaby bitch just like CM Punk, just like Hulk Hogan, but keep it off the fucking show, dude.
Did you talk about things that happened?
Mr. Al Game. Sorry, I don't want to keep reading Chad, but anyone directed at me, I will read and interrupt the show.
Fact. Don't encourage that.
Scoot, a year ago, I was an out-of-shape straight guy. Now I'm a toned by cat boy. can I sue you for doing this to me, or do I need to seduce Nick Fuentes? I will accept either of those outcomes. Those are both reasonable courses of action.
Stay sunny side up.
On the sunny side of life.
I can't be cool like Eric, Egghead.
Didn't Mr.
I don't
Reynolds
think Eric is that high a bar to reach.
inform you that you were under the rule?
What rule?
So is that a no? Did he have a conversation with you about being under the rule?
Well, he did. He told me I am not to watch any other witness testimony.
Did he not tell you you weren't to speak with any other witness?
I don't believe so.
Did he not tell you you weren't supposed to discuss anything that happened in this courtroom during the trial?
No.
Okay. Any further questions on this topic only? Any other questions in this topic? And be careful.
I'd be careful. Holy shit, this judge is totally impartial.
Yep.
That was almost a full Law and Order. I'll allow it, but watch yourself, counselor.
I mean, it's part of the impartial. It's part of her being impartial that she's not going to allow them to break the rules of the hearing, which they're trying to do, and they do it multiple times.
Mr. Shorter, during your conversation on Tuesday, what time was that you were on the air with Mr. Jones?
I believe Mr. Jones got in to the office that day at about 2 o'clock.
2 p.m.?
What the fuck is this judge is being kind of a psycho?
No, she has to clarify which
2 p.m. Yes, 2 p.m. He didn't show up at 2 a.m. drunk.
They could have.
Reeking of children.
They're not a normal office. They don't necessarily keep normal hours, so it had to be clarified for the record.
The way she said it was also a little bitchy. She could be like, was that 2 p.m.? But she's like, 2 p.m.?
I want to know why you hate women
More
so
like
much.
2 p.m. S.
We all want to know why he hates women so much,
I know.
but it was a bit question.
Thank you.
And did you discuss any of the witness testimony from the day or hear anything about any of the evidence that was presented in the case?
No, I don't believe so.
Have you had any other show appearances this week with Mr. Jones?
Scoot, I am interrupting the show to say, Egghead, you live in the box that you draw. This is not losing your identity. Also, you might as well just send the belt in. Embrace the towel flow of your egg whites. Also, Ben, stop looking pissy. You always pissy.
Fuck you.
Ben, you always pissy.
I can't wait for Egghead to go full heel and become an egg white supremacist.
I like that.
I
like that.
posted on Monday and Tuesday, and I believe that's it.
So you weren't on the show yesterday?
No.
Okay. Were you on the show today?
No.
All right. And these are all available online, right?
So right now,
Yes.
All right.
yes.
You may step down. You'll have to, actually, I'm going to read something to you first.
The judge looks like
She's
a sexy
pulling out a
goth
burn
bad
book.
girl that smells good.
That smells
She's
good.
pulling out her death note.
Yeah. She's going to be like Alex Jones Zagrotsky Biatch. In 1990s Rose McGowan. You could tell in the 90s she was cute, hot maybe even.
Yes.
And now
like 98, 99, she was fucking banging.
yeah.
Yep.
And now he's the meanest fucking judge I ever did see.
he is a total bitch.
To anyone who is listed as a potential witness, that includes you, you're currently a witness. You have.
She just has this whole feeling. This whole feeling to her that seems like she's pissed.
She's been going through a lot with them because they don't follow the rules, and Alex won't keep his mouth shut. It's like an unruly kindergarten class, basically. With them.
I love it.
Do you notice the slope from like the top of his head all the way down? Like it's like an perfect angle.
Yeah, he's got a real angle.
He's holding his head up in an unnatural way.
It's like
his profile is literally the old man in the mountain.
It's like an Easter Island
I feel
head.
like he's auditioning for the part of Mac Tonight.
You know what? I kind of see that. They should bring that back.
Was Mac Tonight briefly like a white supremacist like mascot? Not officially, but like, did they adopt him for a minute?
I don't remember.
I feel like they would.
He was like a post Pepe, like alt-right white supremacist.
It seems like it's true. I feel like that's true. I cannot recall with certainty.
I stopped going to the meetings, so I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, they're getting good again. You got to come back.
Yeah, the Macklemore haircut is back in style.
Yeah, the good ones are showing up again. It's good. Yeah. Now that COVID's over, it's great.
Under the rule, which means this doesn't apply to parties or experts, but it does apply to you. That it will be necessary for you to remain outside the courtroom while other witnesses are testifying. You are not to talk with
She's
each
clearly
other
reading this
or with
like
any
she has
other
read it
person,
14 times. She's asked
including
already.
the parties,
Yeah.
about the case, except by permission of the court. You may, however, discuss your testimony with the attorneys.
God damn it! The attorneys! She's so mean.
Or comment upon the testimony in the case while under the rule. Any witness
That's
or
because
other-
this was already told to all of them, and,
Yeah,
and
she-
it's not just like a suggestion.
She's using the exact tone a mother uses with her child when she says, "I'm telling you this for the last time, for the 13th time."
Right. It is like that.
Aren't you like held in contempt of court if you break these rules, and they've been breaking them all the time?
You know what? Hardly anyone's ever held to that standard unless you like literally do something really bad, like attack somebody or tell the judge to fuck off or something like that.
And she probably doesn't want to give any ammunition on her side for the trial to be thrown out for any reason.
Yeah, and like they don't even like perjury almost doesn't even matter now. Like Amber Heard it's like confirmed Amber Heard committed perjury multiple times. It didn't get in trouble at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Other person violating these instructions may be punished for contempt of court, and it may result in my striking the witness's testimony. Thank you. You may step down. Mr.
It may
Renault.
result in striking the witnesses with a brick.
Now she's gonna give it to Alex's lawyer.
I kind of want to do a crime so that I can go to a trial and the entire trial, like, commit perjury without a doubt the entire time. And when I'm called on it, I'm like, "I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't believe in the truth. I don't believe." And then what are they going to do?
Hold you in contempt.
Why? I don't believe in the truth. If I could say
It
that,
doesn't matter which
freedom to not believe in the truth.
That's like the.
It says you have to like.
That's
be
like
truthful.
the sovereign citizens going into court and be like, "I don't accept the Constitution," and they still go to jail anyway.
But you have to.
It doesn't matter what you believe in.
You have to believe that you're lying in order to be caught in perjury, right?
Just don't believe you're in jail when you're in jail. Then.
Well, that's not how perjury works. You have to believe that you're lying. You have to like willingly lie. But if you don't believe you're lying, you're good to go. It's okay to do a perjury if you are like convinced that it's not a lie.
It's
not perjury.
You did it, Billy. You found out the one way you can never be held in contempt.
I broke the
How did
the
you
legal
do that?
system.
So brilliant.
Billy versus justice.
Tuesday,
Billy destroys the legal system with facts
when
and
you
logic.
invoke the rule in this case, I also, in addition to reading what I just read the following portion. Counsel, inform your other witnesses that the rule has been invoked and the effect of the rule. Did you hear me say that on Tuesday?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you follow my instructions?
Clearly not the way Your Honor intended.
Why does a lawyer have a supercuts haircut too? By the way,
I mean, he's Alex Jones's lawyer. Remember the last lawyer we saw for Alex Jones? He had a Willie Nelson
pulled back,
smoked the wrong bag type of haircut.
Yeah. He was like a Jewish looking Willie Nelson. You know what I mean? Like,
I can
He
assure Your
didn't
Honor.
break anything. Alex tries the defense and gets slapped down by Judge Boss Lady.
That they did not discuss anybody's
It will be easy to find out if they discussed the case, won't it?
It's recorded.
You guys were live on the show. It would be easy for us to know that you discussed the case because we watched the fucking show.
Right.
Misunderstood based on my experience and my practice. That
Because you're just a brand new lawyer, right? Enough with the aw shucks. I don't know the rules of court.
Oh my God. She's not.
Shucks is his whole defense.
Yeah, she's not allowing the Opie defense today.
Damn, I need that defense.
She could have held him in contempt like right when they did it too. She's honestly she has an attitude, but she's being very merciful on them.
Yeah.
This lawyer showed up for Andy Griffith and got Matlock. He's fucked.
Actually, I can't. Alex Jones either says the word Matlock or Perry Mason later on. I can't remember. It's some famous,
Are we talking
fictional
Raymond
lawyer.
Burr or Matthew Reese? Original or new HBO one? What are we talking here?
Probably original. We're talking about Alex Jones, right?
Now,
Are you sure you didn't say Katy Perry was a
I want to
Freemason?
make it clear. Anyone
What do you mean was?
who might be a witness
Alex
needs
Jones.
to be informed tonight about the
She
rule
still is.
that it has been invoked and what it means, which is that they will not speak to any other person except one of the lawyers, not a party, lawyer, about anything having to
He
do
is
with
getting
this
scolded.
case and this trial.
Yeah.
Like, this reminds me of getting yelled at by a nun in elementary school.
I'm so. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
That is how you grew up, where you could get yelled at by a nun in elementary
I
school.
love that you got yelled at by
It's
a nun.
that's so foreign to me.
And they still allowed, like, corporal punishment in private schools. So you get cracked, like, they crack you across the knuckles with a ruler and shit.
You and I had.
I'm only 13 or 14 years younger than you, and
Yeah.
and I went to private school, and like corporal punishment, they wouldn't dream of it.
It was on a state-by-state basis. I think some states might even still have it, too.
The worst thing that happened to me in elementary school was the hot teacher's aide gave me a back rub, and my dumb ass complained about it because I was a little fucking boy. I know. I was like, should you be rubbing my back? I was such a fucking idiot.
What?
I was such a fucking idiot. I was
wrong with
a fucking 9-year-old idiot.
Understand, Mr. Reynolds.
crystal.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry,
so
did he just still knocked?
here's the first Alex Jones clip right here.
It better be a coughing fit.
So it did, when I was watching this live, I was like, it does look like Alex Jones is chewing gum. And just like in elementary school, you're not.
No, tell me the judge asked him if he has enough to share with the class.
He didn't say.
Okay, did she
didn't
make
say
him go
that.
up front and spit it into her hand?
Just
I
watch.
like that.
It's,
Oh my God.
It is like a scene out of elementary school. Just
so excited
picture
right now.
picture the judge, who's probably even younger than Alex Jones.
Yeah.
As the 4th grade teacher, and Alex Jones as like the 4th grader who should be in 7th grade because he's been held back a bunch of years.
He's been a 4th grade 4-0.
Yeah, and she's sick of him.
I've been told that it goes on, and he says that he's sorry, and we'd ask that the entire party.
Spit your gum out, Mr. Jones.
Spit your gum out, Mr. Jones. He's like, it's not gum.
What is it? Because you're not allowed food or gum of any kind in the courtroom.
I had my tooth pulled a week and a half ago, and I had some gauze in there earlier, and it's been causing me to have some pain.
So you're chewing on your gauze?
Would you like me to show you?
Would you like me? He's like trying to open his mouth.
Let me show you. I got some gauze in my mouth. I'm chewing cud like a cow.
What did we as a people do to deserve such beautiful trials this year? Have we been like behaving really well?
It has been
'Cause
amazing.
Damn.
The only way
Hit after hit.
The only way they could get any better is if they decide to televise the Christine Weston Chandler trial.
Oh. Don't get my hopes up.
Right?
It's not going to happen.
Fair to get my hopes up for that.
I think it's already been made pretty clear that it's not going to happen, unfortunately.
No, I was massaging the hole in my mouth with my tongue.
I was massaging the hole in my mouth with my tongue.
Poor Alex, all he's doing is massaging a hole in his mouth with his tongue, and this beast of a judge. This judge is firing on all cylinders.
Working on all cinder blocks.
Working on all cinder blocks to destroy Alex Jones' good name. And all he has is a hole in his mouth that he's tongue fucking to try and pass through the pain.
I don't want to see the inside of your mouth.
Hold on, there's no gum.
This can't be good for
There's no gum.
I don't want to see the inside. No gum. See, he swallowed it.
You sounded like Louis Armstrong when you said that.
I think to myself, there's a hole in my jaw. He swallowed the gum and then pulled this.
Do you want to play the rest of it to see if you'll... I mean, if we're going to go on this path, it could go on all day.
I don't want to play it because defaming someone and continuing this whole saga and then saying I'm sorry is an optional completeness.
Is this the guy that someone wants to fuck?
I think they probably want this guy's babies.
There's two lawyers over there, and that's one of them.
There's no way they want the black-haired guy's babies.
The lawyer for the other side isn't there's two guys on the other side that look similar, and they have the same hair color and everything. You haven't seen the other one yet.
I just see that black-haired guy. The other guy.
What black-haired guy?
Behind the guy with the jacket that we thought had the babies. He's now covered by him completely, but was in the open seconds ago.
Yeah, I don't think. I think they look similar. We'll see in a second here.
The other guy looked like he had darker hair than this guy.
Here's
the other guy had black hair.
Alex Jones said the father of Sandy Hook victim acts like he's on the spectrum.
And then Alex Jones said he himself was on the spectrum.
He does later on. He does.
That's how I knew he was on the spectrum.
I'm autistic.
He looks just like me.
Because that is the father of my son. That is, we're bonded forever through that connection, through Jesse's spirit. And that impacts me. If you have the capacity to put yourself in my shoes, do you have empathy? Because the two people that work for you don't seem to have empathy or care.
How is she able to ask all this stuff?
I was looking for some caring. I did not see it.
When somebody else is talking, they're like, it's yes or no, it's yes or no. And she's over here just tearing into him. This is so weird to me.
It's not always yes or no.
When you get special privileges if your child gets blown away?
Well, I guess that's a good point. I just didn't realize that you could do a monologue from that seat.
All they have to do is answer a question, and especially if they're asked for an opinion, then they can go a little longer with it. And when the questioning is coming from the lawyer that's on their side, they get away with a lot more than when like the other lawyer is cross-examining them.
It seems strange to me that she's able to talk directly to Alex Jones, but I don't know.
Like she's become another prosecutor,
right? I don't watch a whole lot of court stuff, so it was just really foreign to me to see this.
Do you?
Miss Lewis, does it continue to cause you emotional distress when you hear this man peddle the thought that you are in some way or another an actor or controlled by other people or like thoughts?
Or that Sandy Hook was a total hoax, that it was a false flag, that it never happened, that there were no children killed. And you know that's not true.
This does seem like bad acting.
That's not true.
I'm not saying she's an actor.
I'm just asking.
But if she was, this would be terrible acting.
That are actually dangerous.
This is Amber Heard's level of acting, so she's definitely not an actor.
You saw over break from Mr. Jones' website, radio show, InfoWars. Did that cause you or affect you emotionally?
Oh, it's InfoWars. I thought his show was NymphoWars.
Absolutely.
Different show.
What exhibit will this be, Melissa?
I wonder how that.
That's the other lawyer right there.
He does look like a chunky beta version of this lawyer.
Yeah, they look very similar.
I wonder if that prison palace girl is crying after Alex Jones' big loss.
Probably not.
She was
if he went to
Jones.
prison, she probably would.
True.
PVX 32.
That's why Christian would kind of rock everything, like this newfound courtroom fandom that's out there. We need a good criminal trial. We've had all these It's like an exhibition game in football or something. You know, we need consequences in our court results.
Dun dun dun.
Please play PBX. We offer PBX 32 to evidence, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh God! I hate how they mic these courtrooms though. There's like all this white noise in the background.
Objections are over.
There's a lot of trouble with the DEP courtroom audio too. I don't know.
It's because they can't like personally mic every person, right?
They could set it up in a way where it would sound better without having to personally mic everybody.
It would be more of a TV show at that point versus a recording of a legal system. So
I don't know what you're. I mean, like, there's been other trials that were mic'd way better. Even back in the '90s with the OJ trial, it was mic'd way better. It's like there's like one like room mic, and then there's the person behind the witness stand. But the mic that they're talking through isn't recording onto the feed. There's easy ways with like, you know, $50 to $100 worth of equipment to make it all one thing. And the judge could have a mic, the person testifying could have the mic, and there could be like a mic next to each lawyer on each side. And that wouldn't require some crazy infrastructure.
But that's the difference between me and you. You're the audio guy. I'm the legal guy.
Are you?
Yes.
However, I think that you need to establish a little bit more about this video. When it was
It sounds like
aired,
there's a giant fan blowing in the background.
etc.
Sure.
You haven't done that yet.
They definitely don't have the OJ
while
budget.
you were on break, the part of
Like
your,
you're thinking of dynamic microphones, right? And they have the
Well, there's different types of microphones.
yeah, they
and
have
you would-
the ones that are not dynamic. I can't remember what they're called, but they're
there's unidirectional and omnidirectional, but it's not even just that. It's just like the mic is just there's like one mic in the room picking everything up. And it just doesn't like so even though the judge has a mic in front of her, wherever that mic is going is not to the recording of this.
download
Condenser
this
mic.
video.
Yes.
And are you aware that the video was created during or shortly after Mr. Heslin's testimony?
Yes.
But yeah, like in here we have compressors and noise gates on our mics, so there's a fan in here running, but chances are no one can hear it.
Yeah.
So it's like that. We could even have like a big ass air conditioner in here. And you
And
probably
did that
wouldn't hear it.
video come from the InfoWars
Yeah, they're getting
website?
everything off of like one main microphone here, rather than
It'd be
individual
like-
microphones for
It'd be
everybody.
like if you tried to record like a choir with just like one mic, you know, instead of like you should have like overhead mics, and mics in front of them.
Video came from the InfoWars website.
Yes.
PBX 32 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please play that, Melissa.
I think I'd accidentally play that porn they found on Alex Jones's files.
That would be ridiculous.
I thought it was an act when I saw some of
Dude,
the
they're being child porn.
There was, and then you got to see his last lawyer that he ended up firing. Yeah, that video of his other lawyer that we watched where he said the N-word was very crazy. Oh, you're a fan now, Scott?
You know what? I'm back in.
on TV just because
Keep pulling me back in.
off the show. Let's just say he's a nice man, and it's not an act. He is being manipulated by some very bad people. But I'll just say, because I got to be honest, he's slow. Okay, and
He's talking about one of the people that's suing him.
Okay.
And this is relatively recent.
his ex-wife is not. I don't think he's stupid. I'm just saying he's. I've got family members that are really smart in a lot of ways.
I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm just saying he's mentally handicapped.
And then he's like, I got family members that are smart in a lot of ways. He couldn't use himself as an example because he's smart in every way.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're just real kind of quiet and have this way about them, and
Do they avoid eye contact? Do they like Pokemon, Sonic the Hedgehog?
Understand social cues.
Do they play RuneScape?
Can they see a stray M&M on the ground from 15 feet
Minecraft.
away, find it, pick it up without making eye contact, keep on walking?
and they move at a different pace. Like they're fast in some ways and slow in others. And he's I mean, I think Hanselin acts like somebody on the spectrum. And it makes me feel like an even bigger jerk. But when I saw him, I'm like, there's something about this guy. This doesn't
We're saying that his dead child never existed.
Right, and that he's pretending, yeah. And it's like, it's been like 7 years of InfoWars has a lot of listeners. Not only is it huge online, even despite them getting deplatformed, but it's also syndicated all over the country. Like, you could drive across the country and find InfoWars on any AM or even FM station coast to coast here.
Yeah. And I didn't know the money they were doing at their peak.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys probably talked about it recently, but like from the cell phone leak in like 2018, so like height of Trump, they were doing $100,000 to $200,000 a day.
Yes.
That's fucking nuts.
There's there's the ad revenue. There's
that's such a bummer because like that. It's not, sure, some is ad revenue, whatever, but some of that is just people like giving him money.
Oh,
that's such a bummer. There's so many stupid people.
He
out
was
there.
selling supplements like male vitality.
Yeah. The country needs a cleansing rain of blood. Can I say that?
I think you can say they need it. I just don't think you can suggest where or how it will come.
No specifics. I'm just saying a lot of people need to die.
Everybody over here talking about the spectrum. You guys are obviously misinformed. The spectrum is a long thing. There's different sides of the spectrum. On one side, you have the side of the spectrum that's like, yeah, you know, I call frogs gay and stuff. The other side of the spectrum, you know, so I make up mass murders about my children. There's just a long spectrum.
It is quite a spectrum. Oh, another thing I love, because one of the, I'm sure he espoused it at some point, the crisis actors thing first, because that was a big thing for Sandy Hook, and then because the big thing with that was like, hey, look at this crisis actor. This one's the same guy from this other shooting or false flag disaster or whatever. And I remember posting. No, it wouldn't have been tweeting because this fellow was only on Facebook because he's a Facebook guy, and I cross-post to Facebook sometimes. I put something to the effect of like, imagine being so stupid that thinking that the people who are faking these mass shootings are sloppy enough to reuse crisis actors. And then Billy, a mutual friend of ours, the Merc, responded. He's like, well, actually they do, because they have a limited pool of people who can do it, and they just hope you're too dumb to notice. Also, same thing with chemtrails, which is the funniest post in the world if it was a joke, but he meant it dead seriously, and he has a kid, which really fucking bums me out.
He was my favorite.
He's the funniest guy in the world. He's completely schizophrenic.
As dumb as you think this crisis actor theory is, I really like the one where they hired like the paraplegic runners to play the people at the Boston marathon who got their legs blown off. They're like, they just hired a paraplegic runner to pretend to have their legs blown off. Like, I was like,
got them.
Like, that was psycho. You're saying all these people with their legs blown off are just actors that were dressed?
They never had those legs.
Like, no, they never had those legs to begin with. They were paraplegic runners.
How does it make you feel?
I have to take a brief second to yell at Nicholas Mungu Akubariki Ute in the chat, who I believe is the same Nigerian who scammed me earlier this year. You wrote, he said espoused. I said espoused, which is a fucking word, and the word I meant. Look it up.
Yeah, you're espoused to know things like that, Nicholas, if you want to become an American citizen.
While Jesse's father was testifying in that same seat you're sitting in.
I've had a hard time finding words today. It makes me feel astounded in a bad way.
All right, I'm going to move on
If I was an actor and I couldn't remember my lines, I would say I've had a hard time finding words today after we just watched a clip of her going monologue on Alex Jones for the longest.
She had so many words.
There's so many words earlier that I brought it up. And now it's like, I can't find the line.
Well, I skipped through a lot of it because they watched a long clip of Alex Jones like saying that the father of her son that was killed was autistic, and there was a bunch of other stuff that we skipped over. Here's Alex Jones saying he never tried to intentionally hurt the plaintiffs.
You may begin, Mr. Reynal.
Alex, would you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
I'm Alex Jones.
So funny. It's so funny.
I'm Alex Jones, in case you guys didn't know. I'm the one and only.
How are you feeling today, Alex?
I actually feel good because I get a chance to, for the first time, say what's really going on instead of the corporate media and high-powered law firms manipulating what I actually did.
He's going for it in court. He is in character.
He's doing InfoWars from the witness
Also,
stand.
Didn't he have to admit that, like, he was, for his divorce or whatever, he had to admit that, like, he was doing a character and, like, it's all theater?
Well, here's the thing. He said that, but I think it's the other way around. Like, his ex-wife says he believes everything he talks about. So it was him just trying to save his own ass.
So it's him lying to, like, protect himself in the divorce, but
Yes.
he actually is this character in real life.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's.
That more, actually.
I'm just saying it's been a long time coming. Me being up on the stand here, I've been wanting to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Yeah, I'm really, I'm feeling froggy. Some would say gay froggy. Ribbit.
I want to start by kind of letting the jury know a little bit about your youth and where you grew up so they can get to know you better. Is that okay?
Okay.
He's going to call an audible and just talk about whatever he wants right here.
Okay, first, you can go ahead and do that, but first I want to tell you about super male vitality.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Not a sponsor,
I
Tubes.
just want to say this on there because I've said it many times. I apologize to both.
Scott, what was that?
Nash. I love that I correctly called Nicholas Mungu Akubariki Ute's nationality. He's in Lagos. Fucking nailed it.
Oh, wow.
I apologize to both.
Sustained. So, Mr. Jones, one of the instructions I just gave you is that this is not a conversation. Question and answer.
So she got the monologue, but not me. I got it.
And so you have to only answer questions that are asked of you.
So she got the monologue, but not me. Yeah, because she's the actress, Alex Jones. You're just here because you're the fucking propagandist.
Mr. Reynal will ask you, I'm certain, all the questions you want, but you have to wait for the question. You may proceed.
Mr. Jones.
He's so mad.
Let's see you button that top button. I'm sure it will look fine.
He's got two buttons. He's got two buttons unbuttoned.
He's like, no, I can't do it. I gotta have this hamburger meat chest hair popping. And the ladies know about my drip.
Have you been wanting to apologize to the plaintiffs in this case for a long time?
Yes.
And what would you like to say to them?
This is such a non-apology, by the way.
let me guess. I'm sorry you're fucking idiots.
I never intentionally tried to hurt you. I never even said your name until this case came to court. I didn't even really know who you were until a couple years ago.
I didn't even really know who you were while I was saying you made up the fact your kids died.
Parents of murdered kids.
Right.
You maybe didn't know their full names and addresses.
I know you're not actually a news source, but you present yourself to be one. The least you could do is recognize
the name.
This started up. The internet had a lot of questions. I had questions. And over that 6-7 year period before I got sued, or 6-year period, it's clear you can see the whole progression of us, the few times we covered it, trying to actually find out what happened. And that's really been my big frustration, is that the people have said that I'm personally...
When he really gets pressed, when they bring up like the mistake that his lawyer made in sending in like all of the data off of his phone to them,
God,
he has this weird coughing fit, like out of nowhere. It's really weird. Yeah.
What was that?
You're backed into a corner. You got to try something. Hey, maybe if I cough for 30-40 minutes, I can figure a way out of this in the meantime. I think Alex Jones's lawyer cares about his client about as much as the QAnon shaman's lawyer cares about his client, who called him retarded in the media.
Yep. Everyone liked the stream too, by the way. If you're watching right now and you haven't already liked the stream, please give it a like.
Trying to hurt them or coming after them when I question every big event, and a lot of times it turns out that we've not been told the truth. And a perfect example is today where they play a 30 or a 1 minute clip, and I had just done that this morning, and I knew that I said I believe that Scarlett Lewis is real, and she's a really nice person, and she's really a sweet person. And then I went through and talked about her ex-husband too, and then I said I believe they're being fed and manipulated. Non-responsive. And this is
non-responsive.
He's saying different things than we asked.
Right. Well, yeah. If that's one objection they can raise is like if their response doesn't answer the question.
Sustained. When you hear sustained, you have to stop talking.
Fuck.
She's gonna make him stand in the corner with a dunce cap on.
I would love to see the dunce cap.
Do you feel that the video clip was a fair representation of what you meant to convey?
No, it had the front and back. No.
Okay, and why wasn't it fair?
Because it had the front and back cut off of it to totally misrepresent the apology at the end and at the first where I said I believe she's a real person and lost her child. So someone edited that.
I believe she's a real person.
And then showed it to her.
He said that on the front and back end, but in the middle he said she's a liar and her kid's fake.
Right.
And then they brought it in here and played it to show it to you. And I think you should ask to see the full segment.
All right. So now that
he's calling for like a jury uprising. We demand to see the full segment.
You should see the full
What if he's
segment.
such a good talker, he gets the jury to storm the Capitol.
Right? But we know that he lost like millions of dollars. He didn't get them to storm the Capitol.
No.
we've got that out of the way.
Spoiler alert.
I want to ask you some questions about.
Johnny Whoppers in the chat, why was he allowed to use that when it hadn't been admitted as evidence? Because the defense accidentally said it to the prosecution. It did not mark it as privileged, so it's completely open to be used.
He had time to mark it as privileged. There were so many steps he could have went through to protect that information. He didn't. Now it's in the hands of the January 6th committee.
Where you grew up and how you came to have your business.
They did this same thing with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp when their own lawyers questioned them. They did like their background. Like Johnny Depp talked about his humble beginnings, and Amber Heard talked about her. Yeah.
Can you let us know where are you from in Texas originally?
I first was born in Dallas, then I grew in a suburb of Dallas called Rockwall.
Honest Red said egghead, screwed egghead. Thank you for the $5 on us, Red. Now that you paid us $5, we agree with you and not Egghead. Egghead hasn't said anything since we called him out for the crying.
Hey, he's probably busy crying.
I hope he's busy fapping, having a cry fap.
My dad sold his dental practice, and there was too much crime in Dallas, and Austin was a safer city.
Were you still in high school when you moved here?
Yes.
All right, so
there's too much crime in Dallas. Austin's a safer city because Austin's the most liberal city in Texas, and liberals keep a nice, good, safe city. Love the liberals.
Also, I hate them.
I hate them though.
Here's the judge giving Alex Jones a cough drop.
Johnny Whoppers was Team Heard. Ben, I'm sorry to interrupt. Johnny, get out of my chat. This is no place for Team Heard. We don't like Johnny Depp, but he's better than Amber. Dudes rock.
I like Team Heard. I don't know. I think. There's a curiosity about them. Like, why do you
There's
guys?
certainly a curiosity about them.
Why do you guys believe this?
Pick who was going to be the first host for the Nightly News.
Well, I hosted it sometimes instead of David Knight, mainly. I'm sorry, I had a really bad deal here.
Really
Out of
bad.
nowhere, he's been testifying for like an hour at this point.
Sorry.
He contracted COVID in the middle of the trial.
You need some more water?
No, it's a torn larynx. It's gotten a lot worse. It's real bad this week, so that's what's going on.
I'm sorry, a torn
larynx?
That's fucking serious.
He's just rolling with a torn larynx is all.
It's
just a brain hemorrhage. I'm fine. I'll power through.
I was asking if.
Sorry, go ahead.
He smirked for a second there.
I like this strategy.
He had a little smirk on his face, like, yeah, you know what I'm doing. Fuck you.
He's a sneaky little,
sneaky
little guy.
Sorry, go
ahead.
You see that?
A contest in order to be on the show.
Yes, you did.
Tell us about how that worked.
we had a contest of news videos and reports to the best. And I don't think he won. I think he entered the contest. But then we hired him. He came out with his family from North Carolina. And he was an engineer.
He's like the kid that acts like he's sick to get away from having to do a book report in front of the whole class.
Or I bet he got out of PE for an entire semester with some fake ailment.
Whenever I want to get out of doing a book report, I would just give myself a real big boner. So when I'm up to class, I have a boner, and the kids would start laughing at me, and the teacher would be like, "Billy, go sit down." It worked every time.
And also had done a lot of writing for publications and things. And so he was just a natural for the show.
Mr. Jones.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, I love these little throat drop candies.
I had surgery on this. It's delicious.
They won't let me chew gum.
I had surgery on my mouth. I have a hole in my mouth. I have a torn larynx. I'm really here under the great duress. Also, I just figured out this week that those
Larry
kids...
is autistic. What else is going on?
Also, I just figured out this week those kids actually died in Sandy Hook. You can imagine what I'm going through right now. I feel terribly guilty.
To the food in the courtroom.
Thank you. They're nice to me. Sorry, go ahead.
He's sweating too. You know that courtroom is air conditioned. Literally, there's no way it's not air.
It's very clement.
He's wiping his forehead like he's in a sauna.
This is quite literally like the whore in church.
Yes. It is a church-like setting too. There's pews basically,
and he is a whore-like human.
Alex,
except the judge is essentially God. Like they can do basically anything they want to you.
Yeah, they could take away your right to an abortion.
Well, that's totally. I meant when you're in their courtroom, like
She could take away Alex Jones' right to an abortion right now.
Yeah.
If she wanted to. She has that power.
Even Judge Reinhold has immaculate privileges.
you obviously have a very busy work schedule for yourself. Do you tell the other hosts what to say or what to cover?
We're starting to. Well, not in the past, not really, very rarely, other than
there's no way that they haven't been like toe the line. Like Alex says this, toe the line on it. Like he's acting like, well, now that we get sued,
I mean,
now we tell them what not to say and what to say.
It's InfoWars, right? Like they all got their job there because they know exactly what to say. It's very heavy-handed in the propaganda department.
Paul Joseph Watson, he's one of them.
I try to pick people that already have done shows, that I've seen their work, that I think are trying to tell the truth, that are smart, and who are funny. I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
I should apply for a job.
We're trying to put in more oversight and be more careful, obviously, about what we do. We've definitely learned a lesson from this process of not just things we did wrong, but how people misrepresent what we've done.
Not just our misfortunes and the shortcomings, but also those put upon us by the media.
Those of the media.
We're not just here to police ourselves. We're policing everybody else first.
Here's an interesting thing. These are not in chronological order, by the way.
Oh.
This is actually the woman who's suing him gives Alex Jones a bottle of water.
Oh.
But then he tries to like start almost like I don't want to say haggle, but he wants to.
Do you have any peanuts? Or maybe a little snack or something?
Like trying to kiss up to them, and then they bring up the like, oh, you said I'm autistic. He's like, I'm autistic. So here's
I love him.
Where is it?
I hope he never dies.
They're like getting up to leave the courtroom this is like the end of the testimony. Look at him hugging.
He's having a good time.
Yeah, I never seen someone have such a good time losing millions of dollars before, because you know that the amount of money he probably spent on this trial and legal fees is probably pretty close to what he lost, because he lost $4 million, right?
I heard $4 million.
Yeah. So his legal fees are probably like $2 million. Conservative estimate.
Supercuts over there?
I know, right?
Oh, dude, that guy's charging like $300 to $400 to $500 an hour. There's all the work he does behind the scenes. And, you know,
sending copies of a cell phone to the
well,
prosecution.
I'm not saying it's worth it.
But he is doing work.
I'm not saying it's worth. Honestly, most legal representation is overpriced. Too. It's
That's why kids always represent yourself.
Yes.
No. Yeah, see, she comes over and gives him water, and then he tries to start like she was just trying to be nice, but he like starts like pulling the propaganda.
The lawyer's like, Alex, what the fuck are you doing?
And like they come right over with the camera, like, and he's over there too. See the lawyer behind the plaintiff right there. He's staring daggers at Alex Jones right now.
And that he's slow and autistic.
And that he's slow and autistic. Yeah, because
so the lawyer's like a bully. He's like antagonizing.
Yeah.
They're over here doing handshakes, and the lawyer's like, "Hey, I'm slow and autistic."
Well, he's saying that's what you said about because he's giving him compliments now that they're in court face to face.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you said that about him, but you also said he's slow and autistic."
Yeah, the lawyer doesn't have to add that in. Alex
he
trying to make
does.
peace.
What?
They're not on the stand right now. Alex is trying to apologize and shake someone's hand. This lawyer's like, "Yeah, but by the way, he's fucking antagonizing. What an antagonist!"
I'm slow and autistic.
I'm slow and autistic too, though. That's the thing. I say stupid shit because I am stupid shit.
I was
he's like,
I was kind of hoping for a reveal that her husband, like when he came on camera, like was the most autistic guy you've ever seen. Just like full Rain Man.
Yeah,
and you know what? From what I know, they're not even together anymore, and they weren't even together when their kid got killed. It kind of like
I was gonna say it's often tough to stay together after a dead kid.
Bereavement's
but,
rough.
If they weren't before, then who cares?
This guy looks like somebody who would have a very funny story arc with Larry David.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
He looks
hijinks.
He looks like he's a upper middle class guy.
You think maybe he's a fan of Jerry Lewis movies or something? Is that what you're saying?
Pedophile thing?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're the one asking weird questions.
Yeah, that's not weird. You said he looks like someone that would. What was it?
He'd have like a funny story arc with Larry David.
With Larry David,
Sort of grocery store confrontation.
Kind of like almost like like they enjoy Passover Seder. Or
No,
something?
nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Look at him right now having a face of.
Who said Jerry Lewis was a pedophile? Where'd you get that from?
Didn't he date a 13-year-old?
No, that's Jerry Seinfeld.
No, I'm pretty sure Jerry Lewis was with an underage girl too.
You think everyone?
Or maybe I'm thinking Jerry Lee Lewis, who was the Great Balls of Fire guy.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his like 6-year-old cousin.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Cousin.
They're all the same to me. But yeah,
I know because you say that about everyone. You're like, wasn't that person you just talked about?
Yeah, I forgive me for confusing Jerry Lewis with Jerry Lee Lewis.
They're so different people.
But
not
if I pay attention to neither of them,
really on this one, they were around at the same time. Their names are too similar.
Exactly.
They're not. No, Jerry Lee Lewis was older than Jerry.
I still,
but like they coexist.
Jerry Lee Lewis was like as big as Elvis when he was when he first came out.
Elvis also dated a young one. Married Priscilla.
Cool.
Met her when she was 14.
You're like the encyclopedia of pedophilia.
I
like
am.
literally you are. And then I'm like, why do you know so much about this?
They call me Encyclopedia Browntown. And I still get Julia Louise and Juliette Louise Dreyfus confused, okay? It's a name thing.
Well, I think that's on you because you're calling the first one Juliette Louise.
I don't know the difference.
It's Juliette Lewis.
What I was saying was this guy looks like the type of guy that finds himself in kerfuffles. He's in one right now on the screen with Alex Jones. You could play the Curb Your Enthusiasm music after this conversation, and it would make sense.
Or Larry cut the other in line, something like that.
Yeah.
That's not even a thought. That's not the way this goes.
Encyclopedia file.
Why, you can't feed them fake videos anymore?
Shut your mouth.
That's what you're trying to shut my mouth. You'll never succeed. Okay. I think I'm autistic too, buddy.
I'm autistic too, buddy. I'm autistic too, buddy.
Tall guy in short sleeve dress shirt has a cool little collar mic.
He must be a security.
right?
Yeah, he's Alex's security.
Yeah, there's two guys there with the same collared shirt. They're both big llama dudes. They're both security. No, that's not a. Never mind, that's a suit jacket.
I'm autistic too, buddy.
This is like a contract signing at Monday Night Raw.
Edited tapes. You guys got caught.
Second lawyer has a cane?
Oh, new development.
That changes everything.
Yeah.
Homeboy Carlos says Billy is never right. You obviously haven't watched this show before.
No,
Damn, Monday Night Raw.
I saw a hilarious.
Last time I was on here, Vince McMahon was in control of Monday Night Raw. Times change, guys.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Scott?
I saw a hilarious comment that I think was probably written by one of Billy's sock accounts, where it says, Billy is never wrong. He's either right or non-right.
That makes sense.
Like that. He's either right or like an alternative to right.
Yeah. Alt-right.
Alt-right.
Everything's going to be all right.
So that's why the judge is rigging the court proceeding to make sure that the script, this is literally a script gets told in a certain way.
You hear this? They literally on InfoWars on July 29th, they're rigging it. They're rigging the court hearing.
Which I think, is it illegal to say that?
Yes.
I think it is. If the head of the company is the guy who's on trial, I think you're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
But they're selling boner pills too, by the way.
Pretty strongly.
Those are diet pills.
On the right, I'd say on the top.
Oh yeah, those are the boner pills.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never look at the top browser bar.
For future audiences.
That man's name is Robert Barnes?
Yes.
This guy's pointing at the diet pills. That's why I was confused.
He was hosting your show on the 29th?
Yes.
Well, you were on the show for part of the 29th, right? You were in the courtroom part of it, on your show part of it.
I believe so.
Okay. And Mr. Barnes, he's a frequent anchor on InfoWars?
He's been a frequent guest for about 6 years or so.
He's also represented you in this case as an attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
You say, Mr. Jones, that you're
really not supposed to do that.
Right. It's like his lawyer that's represented him as in part of this case saying that it's rigged, like the jury's like rigged and
taking these court proceedings seriously. You're approaching them in good faith. But the truth of the matter is, you've been broadcasting repeatedly a picture of our judge on fire.
What?
This shit is fucking good.
Right.
This is so good.
Objection compound, Your Honor.
He's probably made more than $4 million off this trial,
I've been
right?
watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm lately. For once in the show's history, Billy is right.
Matt cast you to watch more Drunken Peasants so you can see how right I've always been. But it's nice to see that you're here right now, catching another one of my righteous moments.
No. Yeah.
No.
To wait till the court rules.
Overruled. There was a statement and then a question.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to hand you what I've marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 129.
Wait, where's this guy's cane?
It's your show, isn't it?
You got better.
That's Justice on Fire.
Huh, okay. That's from your show, isn't it?
Yes, I haven't seen this.
And you've been running this video repeatedly, haven't you?
No, I've not been there all the time.
You haven't been there a lot of the time. You've been there every day this last week, haven't you? Every single day.
No, I taped some of the shows. No, I've been there today.
Your Honor, I'd like to move.
I haven't been there today.
132.
I haven't aired this video today. That's my promise to you.
9 into evidence?
Is this impeachment evidence? Is this I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Bankston wants to do with.
I think he wants to impeach Mr. Jones with it.
Does he want to introduce it? Is it just to show to the jury, or does he want it to go into?
Their whole legal strategy is pretend like they don't know what's going on. Like none of them. What? Well, actually, I didn't understand it the way you wanted me to, Your Honor. Like, okay.
Well, it's kind of hard to do anything else when you've had your text messages submitted to the court directly.
Wow. Yeah. And like their lawyers sent kiddie porn to the
yeah,
like years ago that happened.
Yeah, it's been a series of some of the most impressive bumbles.
And I don't think it's the same lawyer. I think this is a different lawyer. Alex Jones is just bad at picking out lawyers, I think.
Terrible. And you know Alex Jones, his crazy ass is probably going to walk away winning or thinking he's won. He don't care about the $4 million. He's going to be like, he's going to walk away head up high. Yeah, I fucking beat that judge so bad I was chewing gum. I swallowed it and told her there was a hole in my mouth. That dumb bitch.
Moved it into evidence. He's moving that it be accepted into evidence. Do you have an objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the legal objection?
401, 403.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, you may, Your Honor.
She looks at it and is like, ah.
Plaintiff's 129 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It got admitted.
The plaintiffs has admitted, Alex, we just saw a picture of you standing over the bodies of dead children at Sandy Hook. You knew the entire time. Your Honor, I was just, thought those were some other kids.
Can you display 129? Do you have the
There it is. It's funny that she looked at it to Alex Jones lied too, by the way. He said, no, we're not doing that. And then they moved to admit it into evidence, and Alex Jones, his lawyer, objects to it. So now the other lawyer has to approach the bench and show it to her.
Yeah.
And she looks at it and laughs. She kind of laughs for a second and is like, oh, yeah, you can show this.
Oh, Your Honor, I didn't know that was you.
To be fair, I see why his lawyer objected to it.
Your Honor, I didn't realize that was you behind those flames. I was too busy looking at those sweet flames. Didn't realize you were there. My apologies.
On the left of this image is our judge, correct?
Yes.
The person on the right is another judge you don't like. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, no, I do understand. I don't like that other judge either. I mean, specifically her. This judge, she's a total sweet pea. Love her so much. Thank you, this judge.
One of the things you've been talking about a lot recently on your show, even within the past couple months, is your allegation that government officials are aiding in pedophilia, child trafficking, and the grooming of children, right?
Well, that's true.
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
He's not a government official.
Sure, if that's a yes. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And on Thursday, you and InfoWars started connecting those allegations to our judge, didn't you?
No.
In fact, Mr. Jones, you're telling the world not to believe what happens in this courtroom because the judge worked with Child Protective Services, who you say is involved with pedophilia and child trafficking, correct?
Well,
not all of it.
Let me ask you this. If you were to make some sort of child pedophilia service, what would it be called? CPS.
Oh, no.
It's almost like UPS in a way, but they deliver
Except they protect
something
unicorns.
The Texas Youth Commission got caught doing it a lot. There's been a lot of that here.
I'm not asking you that, Mr. Jones. I'm asking you, you're telling the world not to believe what's happened in this trial because this judge is involved with CPS.
You know what? Alex Jones, if I didn't know who he was and I just saw him, I would think he was an old school wrestler because it looks like he's bladed more than a few times.
Yeah, he's got kind of an Abdullah the Butcher forehead.
Yeah, it's weird.
No, he just had to climb through the fire. He had to climb through the fire and brimstone. It was to be a liberal, and then make his way into the conservative right.
Working with child traffickers in pedophilia, correct?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we would like to show a clip from Mr. Jones' show on Thursday.
Your Honor, I have about as many appearances in Richard Linklater movies as Wiley Wiggins does. I think I know what it's like to be an actor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to hear the clip.
All right. Do we have a system or just the, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have never have described Alex Jones as liberal back in the day. He was always just kind of like an anti-statist conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
But the reason it wasn't him that shifted, it was the government that shifted. And I understand why he got behind Trump, because he thought everyone involved in the government was evil and satanic. So it's the first time a non-politician, like an outsider, got elected, in recent times. So that's why he got behind Trump. But I don't think the one thing I'll say about Alex Jones is I don't think he ever changed his views, really. The only time he supported the government is when he thought someone who was like an outsider.
He's gonna drain the swamp. I've been to Bohemian Grove. I know what they do back there.
But then he bashed him eventually. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Donald! You didn't drain the swamp. You put up a lake house right by it. You're living sitting pretty off the swamp.
You buried your dead wife.
And it won't show yet, right?
Oh no! This second lawyer looks like the bitch cop, when there's the two bad cops in any TV series. He's the bitch bad cop.
I don't like the supercut look. And I don't know who this woman is. It's probably his paralegal, and so they're presenting this audio into evidence, so he has to listen to it to see if he has an objection. And they have all these weird technical issues.
This lawyer looks like he's cosplaying as Don Jr.
Kinda.
A little bit.
Yeah. Or Nathan Fielder. Is this lawyer Nathan Fielder?
Is this a prank? Poor paralegal can't even afford fucking earpods. She's got to use the $20 iPhone plugins.
And they have to listen to it that way because they don't want the jury to hear it until it's admitted into evidence, so they have to do it that way.
They're like, well, this is bad. I hope nobody else has to hear it.
The funny thing is that he's getting paid whether he wins or loses, so that's the thing about lawyers. The one time I ever had a brush with the law, I got caught with weed in Ohio when I was 20 years old, and I noticed my lawyer knew the prosecutor, knew the judge, they all knew each other. They were all buddies. They went to law school together and shit.
Yeah.
So it's okay, that's how this works. You guys all know each other. You're all making a ton of money.
The legal system is legit like the sumo system, where the sumo system was rigged. And they would let the sumis that were at risk of getting kicked out of the dojo get a couple of wins so they could stay working. Same thing with the legal system. If you ever thought you had a chance, you were wrong. You were part of a great act.
We'd argue this is impeachment on a collateral matter. Not appropriate to get into improper.
I got lucky though because they were like, "Oh, well, we'll downgrade your charge if you can pee clean in 4 weeks." And I'm like, 4 weeks? Yeah. 4 weeks, everything's out of your system.
So I can keep smoking weed for 3 weeks?
2.
It depends on your metabolism.
If you were low body fat at the time. Maybe
Yeah,
2.
yeah. It depends on your body fat percentage.
Well, those are two different
They just wanted to
objections,
show that
and-
you were off and that you were trying to do better, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. But so if I would have just been found guilty of possession, and it was a small amount too. If I had just been found guilty of it then, in Ohio, if you have a drug-related charge, they take away your driver's license for 6 months.
Wow.
So I was facing that or what they call disorderly conduct, which is I didn't have to pay a fine. I didn't have to go to jail. It was just I had a record. Which, by the way, that still will creep up from time to time. Like if I want to get a loan or something like that, I have to disclose that when I was 20 years old, over 20 years ago, I got busted for weed, like something I couldn't get busted for now where I live now. It's that dumb. But it sticks with you for a long time.
I wonder if they'll trade like a Russian murderer to get that off your record.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, but it's the record thing I get to. I got the same thing with my 3 rape charges.
Oh.
Yeah. So
well, it is Canada.
It doesn't seem fair. But,
Land of the free.
And I don't have any criminal history, but when they ask me that on an application, I write down, ask me next time you talk to me. Because I'm always in some shit.
Statement. So is it impeachment on a collateral matter or an improper impeachment?
It is an improper impeachment because it is on a collateral matter.
And the collateral matter is what he's saying about me.
Correct.
You know what, Honest Red? Even if it gets like expunged from your record, it's still in a record somewhere.
Still like hanging around.
That's the way. That's how they get you. It's still there. They don't erase every record that ever existed of it, and it's still accessible. And I guarantee you that even if it was expunged, when a cop pulls you over, it's still on his screen.
They can see it.
Yeah, it's still there.
And the question is
It's kind of bullshit how that works.
whether he's taking this seriously.
Correct.
Overruled.
Thank you. This time, we should PBX 34.
Back to the television screen. What sort of goodies are we going to have today?
More Alex
The
Jones
television
madness.
screen, the cause of and solution to all of my problems.
Look at and they picked a bad photo of her. Like she looks better than this in the courtroom.
They picked the fattest photo of her that
And
exists.
she's like,
this isn't her. This is Artie Lang playing her.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
too much
this
nose.
is not my Paget Brewster Rose McGowan queen.
Comes from CPS, who has been exposed for human trafficking.
It's funny how they lie about not saying it, and then they're like, "Oh, well, here's you saying it." It's like, what?
Oops.
Working with pedophiles as a documentary on CPS child trafficking?
Yeah.
I take this as serious as cancer.
God damn it.
And I mean, I don't know, you show somebody else's clip that they're always a few seconds long. Why don't you play the whole thing?
Mr. Jones, that's not someone else's clip, is it?
Well, I didn't direct it or produce it, what I'm saying.
It's on your fucking
I didn't direct
website,
you to produce
dude. You're the owner and head honcho.
We're not going to
over
hold
there.
Susan Wojcicki responsible for the fact that I put this on our website, are we?
I mean,
You certainly published it.
I'm not standing behind it. I have to see the full thing.
So you don't stand by the things you publish about our judge on your show repeatedly, day after
No, I said I don't not stand behind it. I need to see not just 5-second clips.
He's acting like there's some kind of context that's being left out.
Your Honor, I heard 5-second clips of the Martin Shkreli Wu-Tang album. That doesn't mean I've heard the entire fire. That is the Martin Shkreli Wu-Tang album. I need the whole thing.
What he's going to try to say is like, well, in the end, we figured out she's not a pedophile. And it's like, okay, but you put out the idea that she is with no evidence at all, which is what a lot of people do on
You
the
talk
internet.
about what you said before that.
Can you play, how long's the clip? Can you play the whole clip?
Mr. Jones, you're not asking questions today. You understand that, sir?
Oh, I thought I could ask to see a full document. If somebody showed me something, I could see what it was.
This is a question from the lawyer, answer from the witness.
Okay.
Not the other way around.
The only thing I want to ask you about is not all the other weird stuff you said in that video.
I do love how the mom was monologuing directly at Alex Jones unopposed, and he's over here being a bit of a cunt, but they're like, shut up, Alex.
Well, to be fair, at the time, the mom was being questioned by her own lawyer, and here Alex Jones is being cross-examined by the plaintiff's lawyer, and it's designed that way. Like earlier, we watched Alex Jones get questioned by his own lawyer, and he got to tell like a lengthy story about his childhood and like all of this other shit. So it's designed to be this way.
A captive audience. Yeah. Wasn't that when we were watching the Amber Heard trial? Like the Amber Heard's lawyers stretched out everything they did so fucking long.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. But then it got to a point where everything they were doing was objectable, and like literally everything they said, objection, hearsay, objection, and you could see Johnny Depp's like bodyguard like laughing. He almost got kicked out of the courtroom because everything they tried to ask her that was like a softball like question, it was like objection, leading, objection, hearsay, like everything.
Objection, gay.
I just wanted to ask you about the question that I asked you. You said, no, I'm not saying the judge is connected to pedophile and child trafficking. This is you taking this trial seriously and in good faith? That's what this is?
It's a 5-second clip. I don't know what you've cut off or on.
Does it matter? Is there anything before and after that would make it great to show pictures of our judge on fire and telling the world she's involved in pedophile? Can you tell me the context that would occur before or after that makes that great? Excuse me, sorry.
I believe you. If you're only wanting to go off 5 seconds, I believe the thing is, the judge is the fire burning Lady Liberty. It's not the judge. The judge is consuming freedom.
Is that supposed to sound good?
You see, the judge is the representation of the oxygen the fire needs to breathe, okay? The fire is trying to burn the judge, and really the fire there is the bad guy. You're focusing on the judge. If I were you, I'd settle. She's a fine woman. We're a fine man. She's a fine man with her resting judge face.
Resting judge face.
Would you agree with me, Mr. Jones, that I sure hope some of your viewers are able to make that distinction that you just put on that hair, don't you?
All I know is,
Your Honor.
is that I take this very serious.
Staying and withdrawn, so stop.
Stop answering. There's no question anymore.
Your Honor, I don't know how to stop. I don't get paid to stop.
So stop talking, I'll die.
We're building up to the best part here. There's one last clip before we get to like my favorite part of all these clips. Here's the judge reprimanding Alex Jones. Like he got called in.
She's exasperated.
It's like he got called into the principal's office.
Epstein did get brought up very shortly. They moved on from that.
Yeah,
they were like, let's move on from that.
Look at her like she's doing one of these.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
You may not say to this jury that you complied with discovery.
Yeah. So he had just been on the stand. He said he complied with discovery, which isn't true. He also did the biggest no-no, which is say he's bankrupt, which he is not. He's sitting on tens of millions of dollars.
At least 10 million. Your Honor, I when I said I complied with discovery, I was mistaking myself for HBO Go, HBO Now, the merger with Discovery Plus. Obviously, please move on.
It's not true. You may not say it again. You may not tell this jury that you are bankrupt. That is also not true. You may have filed for bankruptcy.
Correction, Judge, morally bankrupt. I meant morally bankrupt.
I don't know that, but I've heard that. That doesn't make a person or a company bankrupt. You're already under oath to tell the truth. You've already violated that oath twice today.
Today.
Just those two examples. It seems absurd to instruct you again that you must tell the truth while you testify. Yet here I am.
Stop committing perjury.
Right. It's like it doesn't even matter.
You must tell the truth while you testify. This is not your show. You need to slow down and not take what you see as opportunities to further the message you're wanting to further. and instead only answer the specific and exact question you have been asked. No asides. The comments about discovery, the comments about the larynx or whatever it was,
The larynx or whatever it was.
comments about bankruptcy. None of those were responsive to questions. They were just you abusing my tolerance.
The larynx, though, he was coughing, and they asked him about his coughing, right? It's kind of like it wasn't a long thing about it. It's just like, yeah, I got a fucking my larynx problem.
So Honest Red seems to think you could make Alex Jones come.
Yeah, I could make just about anything come.
You make anyone come. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's how's
He
that
said
even a
Billy
debate?
can get him off.
I could, yeah.
Oh.
If I would have been in there instead of this lawyer, Alex Jones would be walking out and he would be donating that $4 million
He'd be a free man
to the
and he would
family
be
of Sandy Hook.
ejaculating.
He'd say, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry about what I did to that family in Sandy Hook. I could never forgive you. I'm going to donate the money that you would have been awarded had I lost.
Billy
I'm gonna donate
talked
directly to you.
himself out of one jaywalking ticket, and he thinks he's Johnny Cochran now.
Yes.
It's like...
Making
Your Honor.
asides to the jury improperly. And
If the Pokemon do not go, I do not know.
two cases untruthfully. Do you understand what I have said? Yes or no? Do you understand what I have said?
See, he won't answer. Oh, no, well...
Yes, I believe what I said.
If there is
I believe what I said was true.
No more talking about the Lorax. Alex.
I love Danny DeVito, Your Honor. I'll never stop talking about the Lorax, okay?
Yes, you believe everything you say is true, but it isn't.
See, she's kind of blowing apart your whole thing earlier where, like, you said, well, I just don't believe anything. Therefore, I don't believe... What was your thing?
I'd have to go to court and then use it in the moment. I think I can relive it now.
Beliefs do not make something true.
Grow up.
Your beliefs do not make something true.
That is what we're doing here.
Oh, you have to know that you're lying to be guilty of perjury.
Yeah.
So you just deny that you know that you're lying.
Yeah,
I
otherwise it's just
don't
an
think
excuse.
that would work. But then again, they don't hold anyone.
I'm
they
sure
don't
it
hold
would work.
anyone accountable for perjury, from what I've seen. I'd like to see examples where people are held accountable for perjury. It would have to be something like really, really bad. Like there'd have to be like a video of me committing a crime and then me in court lying about it. I don't know, because like Amber Heard got caught committing perjury so many times and nothing happened.
But she also has white privilege.
You claim to think something is true does not make it true. It does not protect you. It is not allowed. You are under oath. That means things must actually be true when you say them. Don't talk.
Don't talk.
And what it really means is that you have to believe you're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. They don't have to be true. You just have to believe that they're true.
What I have said.
I do understand.
You understand the instructions I have given you for your testimony in court.
Yes.
I'm not going to bring the jury back today. My staff is listening. They can let the jury go home.
She pulled the jury for the rest of the day. This was yesterday because of all the shenanigans.
When you come back to testify tomorrow, one more time.
Please
no
stop
asides.
committing perjury.
No asides.
Do you understand what I mean when I say no asides?
Yeah. When I go out with Joe Rogan, he buys us all steak dinners. He says, Alex, you just eat beef tonight, okay? No asides.
Yeah, the steak, it's a la carte. You don't get...
No asides.
No asparagus, no mashed potatoes, no
asparagus.
mac and cheese.
It's all asides.
No chili, no
asides.
cheese.
Yes.
Answer only the question asked of you. Do you understand what I mean when I say only answer the question asked of you?
Yes.
You understand you will still be under oath when you return tomorrow morning
Yes.
to complete your testimony. All right. And you understand that that means you must only testify about things that are true.
To the best of my knowledge.
My guy.
Still doing it!
Yeah.
My guy.
If you don't know something, you don't say it. If you're asked about your opinion, you can give your opinion. But if you're asked to relate something that's truthful and a fact, It must be truthful and a fact, not an assumption, not a guess, not an opinion. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you can sit down.
He doesn't understand, by the way.
The truth? The truth? I can't recognize the truth.
All right, this is the best part right here.
Is that thing in the super chat from Colby Parker correct? Was there a guy on DP some time ago offering $100,000 to prove Sandy Hook was real?
That was a long time ago, like 7-8 years ago, and he was one of the guys we used to goof on back in the day. We called him
He's dead now.
No, he's still around. We called him Kinky Joe. And he did a video where it was like, all right, we'll each bet $50,000, but you have to put up my $50,000 for me. It was like the dumbest thing ever.
Was it just a scam?
Well, he's just an idiot is what he is.
Okay.
He also made this one really cringy video. I guess he was like a trucker. And he made this video about how, like, this girl, like, flashed him while he was driving. So he made this whole video was like, to that sexy woman who flashed me, if you're watching.
Oh, my God.
Right? Yeah, it's like that.
Never had
It was
that.
probably, I mean, even if it did, it was some, like, dumb, I mean, it could have been just some, like, weird, like, perverted person wanting to flash people. Or it could have been, like, dumb college girls, like, being like, oh, let's fuck with this trucker or whatever. Who knows? But they don't watch his channel.
I always flash truckers.
No, you don't.
Butthole, dick, titties, whatever I got available.
Sure.
This is the best part. And now, so he's not coughing yet. He's drinking the shit out of some
His larynx
coffee.
is untorn.
One of the things you talked about yesterday is you complied with discovery, right?
Oh, now he's coughing. You complied with discovery, right? And what they mean by is you submitted the information we asked you to submit. You complied with that because it was subpoenaed. You're required by law to submit the information we're asking for.
Those paper cups make the water very dry.
Said that on the witness stand?
That's one of the things I talked about.
Okay. One of the things that you were ordered to do in this lawsuit, you were ordered to turn over any text messages mentioning Sandy Hook, right?
Yes.
Any text messages mentioning Sandy Hook.
And you didn't have it.
Your Honor, look, Kinky Joe went on Drunken Peasants podcast, put up $50,000 to prove Sandy Hook wasn't real, okay? And nobody spent that money, so obviously Kinky Joe was right.
Real patriot, that Kinky Joe.
Real patriot, Your Honor. How can I be held accountable if Kinky Joe was right?
Right?
Not that we could find.
And you in fact told me in your testimony, sworn testimony before coming to this courtroom, you searched, right?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Do you remember, were you here for Mr. Schroeder's testimony?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when Owen said, the company has learned from
The
its
lawyer
mistake.
has a huge boner right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's not just ready to bust.
What Alex Jones says after this gets revealed, what he's doing here, is 100% true. He's like, this is your Perry Mason moment or whatever.
It's about Sandy Hook. You remember that?
Oh, I did hear him say that.
You agree with that?
Yeah, we've certainly learned from our mistakes, got a lot better.
Okay. Mr. Jones, I'd like to show you what's been marked as plaintiff's exhibit 130.
He's eating those cough drops.
You've got it upside down.
As long as it's not done.
Oh, yeah, you got your Perry Mason moment. It was upside down.
He's digging at him, but he can within a certain level. As long as it's not like outright disrespectful, he can do that. You know, he can be like,
you're allowed to be a bitch.
If he was like, you got it upside down, dumbass, or whatever,
Well,
then
yeah.
he couldn't do that.
I definitely think you're allowed to tell him he's got it upside down if he's wasting time having up the fucking evidence upside down.
But he's doing it as a jab. You know what I mean? But yes, it is like he didn't cross a line. But it's him.
Yeah.
The tone of his voice is you got it upside down.
Is it possible that Alex Jones can't read?
Is it possible
He
that
hangs
this
out with
is
Floyd Mayweather.
Is it possible this is George Bush at that elementary school the morning of 9/11?
And he's like, "Get in here."
And he was reading that book to the children. The
I'm
book was
having
upside
trouble
down.
reading this book. Can you run a plane into a building?
Oh no!
So I can get out of here.
Oh no! The truth is out there.
That's text messages between you and Paul Watson, isn't it? And they mentioned Sandy.
Yeah, but the dick pics are omitted.
Those two probably did fuck. I don't know.
Paul Joseph Watson's got the sweetest little man puss. I swear he's.
I love that British man puss.
Second only to Blair White.
Yes.
Plan to move 130 into evidence?
Any objection?
People keep saying she's goth, but she's Hispanic, so she has dark hair.
Well, all Hispanic goth.
And she's a judge, so she's wearing a black gown. I don't know. I don't think she's probably not
goth
goth.
enough to me.
Sounds goth to me, tubes.
Black hair, black robe. Come on, Ben. What more do you want?
Sexy goth judge girl.
Hey
No, she's got a
now,
nightmare
hey
before
now,
Christmas drunk under her
now.
robe.
Send this judge's robe to me. Hey now, now.
No objections.
Plaintiff's 130 is admitted.
Can you bring up 130 for resolution? Let's zoom in on the little article up in the corner, Mills. I'm going to walk over to this to you so we can kind of point out. I know it's a little hard to read.
Is he stalking his ex-girlfriend?
You might be able to read it a little better on your screen. But this is a zoom of Mr. Watson has sent you a screenshot from Infowars.com, correct?
Yeah, and Alex Jones is right now sitting there thinking, like, how the fuck does he have this?
Yeah, so he did not know they had this.
Yes. And that's why he said, like, this is your Perry Mason moment.
Right.
I think it's Perry Mason, but it might have been Matlock. Perry Mason is higher tier than Matlock.
There's a lot of fun stuff on that easel. P.S.
Stage devils, stage devil's advocate, false flag. DARPA. DARPA's the real deal, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
It has an article here, right?
Yeah.
And it says, staged. Video shows hospital using dummies in ER for coronavirus footage.
Yeah, the dummies that went outside with no masks on. They got coronavirus.
But their conversation...
Oh, you got him.
Their conversation about this, it's funny because it's about, like, some COVID shit. But even, like, years after Sandy Hook, these two, Paul Joseph Watson, who's like a British conspiracy theorist, and Alex Jones in their DMs are like, yeah, it's just like that fake Sandy Hook shit, right? Like, that's basically what happens here.
Your Honor, it's just like when you talk to a woman and pretend you're into her stupid fucking reality shows. PJ Dub, he just doesn't talk about anything other than that. I was just sweet talking the boy so I can keep getting that man puss.
I believe so.
Let's go to the first message from Mr. Watson.
Look at him.
This is
That's what my dog does when she shits in the house, and I'm like, who's shit in the house? She does like this squinty eye, like.
I tell you.
This is the everlasting cup sipper right here. He's drinking 17 gallons out of this cup since this fucking interrogation started. He's bathed in this fucking cup.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Read along with me, Mr. Jones. He says, this is a video.
Sorry. Yeah, he's going to stop them from talking just to prolong it. Yeah, it's crazy.
No problem. Take your time.
Take your time.
Oh, 1 second, I gotta cook a souffle.
You need to order half an hour in advance.
I have to copy every page in this dictionary right now, Merriam-Webster. Good American Dictionary.
Yeah, you may not think it's a problem, but it's a real one.
Sure.
You might not think it's a problem, but it's a real one. Who says that if what's going on with them is real?
The only thing that's not fake.
This
around
is
here.
actually real. Me coughing to avoid your question. You might think it's fake. That just makes me think it's fake. Like, I didn't really think it was fake until he said that.
Until he insisted it wasn't fake.
Right. I'm like, what?
Just give me a second. All right, go ahead.
I'm good.
All right, we're all clear.
This whole trial is a false flag orchestrated by Alex to make himself look like the real victim. The judge was an extra in The Crow back in the 90s.
Yep, that's true.
Brandon Lee?
She was a stand-in for Brandon Lee.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They couldn't find a beautiful enough bod for a Brandon Lee stand-in on a man, so they had to get this fine woman to stand there and play the part. She almost took a bullet that day.
Mr. Watson says this is a video of a medical student training to intubate. Makes us look ridiculous, suggesting this means COVID is fake. Sandy Hook all over again. I read that correctly?
Yes.
Go to the next message.
This is on, I think, Facebook Messenger. It kind of looks like. Maybe Twitter.
Might be iPad.
iMessenger.
Yeah, it could be iMessenger.
I get it.
Mr. Jones, it's true that this article is right now live on Infowars.com. I can pull it up, right?
I've never seen this text message.
They never know. They don't know what's going on over at the place they work.
Yeah, he's got a real loose grip on his show.
Their online media empire. They don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
I really have no idea. I just show up with a mountain of cocaine, eat some bone broth.
I'd be like,
fuck something and leave.
I'd be like, Alex Jones, you want Drunken Peasants as a guest? Now?
Can we get signed to InfoWars? Can we start getting some of that InfoWars money?
We'll be the info whores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Scott. Because Scott, he's already about
He's not American.
But
He's not American.
But he's more right leaning.
Not American.
He's more right leaning than Alex Jones is. He could be our anchor.
Like, Billy, I sent you that picture in confidence.
Oh, sorry.
I guess you guys got balls. My phone didn't save them.
I guess you guys got balls.
Your phone didn't save the second.
I told you guys I gave it.
He's saying he's like, well, you must have gotten these text messages on the other side. My phone didn't save these, which is ridiculous because all of these are objectively from his phone. The way they look, because like when you're in a back and forth message, your messages stay a certain color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to the lawyers and said they drained the phone. They didn't find that stuff. I don't know how my phone's.
Who gave it to the lawyers? They were supposed to find it. So that's what testimony is?
No, I searched it as well. I mean,
Is your testimony that your lawyers hid this from us? Because that would be cute.
you guys have all this stuff and you say we didn't give anything. It's
Mr.
ridiculous.
Jones, you know how an iPhone works, right? You've had iPhone text messaging for several years.
I do not.
Yeah.
What do you mean his iPhone? Is that the one with the apple on it? I suppose.
The messages are in blue. Whose messages are those? Whose phone is this taking?
Huh. Yeah, I didn't really think about that.
I don't know whose phone's taking it.
Oh, he's like doubling down on this not being him.
Yeah.
Well,
I turned the phone over.
Perjury.
He's like, whoever that guy is in the blue.
Literally, she told you yesterday, Alex, not to do this.
Whoever that guy is in the blue sounds like a real fucking idiot.
Can I have you look in the very bottom below the very bottom left corner? Is that your phone number?
Yes. So you did get my text messages.
Bump, 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 ba-da,
And now he's going to be like, well, yeah, there we go. We gave you what you wanted. It's like, no.
And it said you didn't. Nice trick.
Nice trick.
What a huckster, man.
Nice trick, you prick.
Yes, Mr. Jones. Indeed.
This guy's laughing in his face like a villain.
It's
He is
cute.
laughing
It
at
is
his
perfect, though.
He's like, yes, Mr. Jones.
I expect you to die.
You didn't give this text message to me. You don't know where this came from. Do you know where I got this?
No.
Mr. Jones.
Your lawyer.
Mr.
You
Bond.
Stupid motherfucker.
Here, this is where he drops it right here.
That 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify.
Look at him chewing his nails like, oh God.
How are we supposed to?
Oh God.
How are we supposed to believe none of these people are crisis actors when they hired James Corden to play the lawyer?
It is privileged or protected in any way, and as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession, and that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have a text message about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
This was a real my cousin Vinny moment.
Utes.
It is.
The two
Utes. What is a Ute? Herman Munster played the judge.
Oh, yeah.
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment.
This is your Perry Mason moment.
See, I told you the truth. There you go.
Well, there you go. Congratulations.
I gave them my phone, and then
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the
Maybe,
question.
maybe they'll accidentally give an Oscar to Marissa Tomei for this trial, too.
no, I didn't know this happened. But I mean, I told you I gave them the phone over.
But just answer the question.
Just to answer the question, Mr. Jones. I remember Sister Mary Evelyn, my first grade teacher, would call everyone Mr. and Miss.
Mr.
But we were 6 years old. You know
We're
what I mean?
babies.
Yeah.
You said in your deposition, you searched your phone. You said you pulled down the text, did the search function for Sandy Hook. That's what you said, Mr. Jones, correct?
And I had several different phones with this number, but I did, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, that's why you got it.
No, Mr. Jones, that's not what happened.
No, Mr. Jones.
The lawyer is really venturing into bad guy territory.
I love it, though.
My lawyer sent it to you, but I'm hiding it. Okay.
Mr. Jones?
Mr.
Jones, he's getting reprimanded like a child.
Yeah, they're all treating him like a child,
Not all though. The judge mostly. I mean,
well, the other guy's treating him like a sworn enemy.
He is though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
when it's a defamation case, it's all out, like balls to the wall. It's and a lot of cases, defamation cases, get thrown out. Like they don't even see a day in court. Because it's like that cut and dry where you've got no ground to sue someone over this. But in this case, no. I mean, they've got it all. And it's funny to see Alex Jones squirm. He can't do his usual, I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to control what we're talking about. I'm going to change the subject here.
Yeah, he can't do what makes him money. And look what happened. He lost money. It's unfair.
Just answer questions. There's no question. Mr. Bankston also only asks questions.
Sure. Mr. Jones, in discovery, you were asked, do you have Sandy Hook text messages on your phone? And you said no. Correct?
These were obviously coronavirus text messages. Did you not see it? Sandy Hook was in reference to coronavirus only.
Billy is demonstrating his own argumentation right now.
Yes.
Yes.
You said that under oath, Mr. Jones, didn't you?
I mean, if I was mistaken, but you got the messages right there.
You know what perjury is, right?
You know what perjury is, right?
Yeah.
The thing no one ever gets in trouble for.
I'm on trial per jury. That's all.
Yeah.
But judged by my peers.
I'm eating one pizza per jury.
Per jury. So that's what it means, right?
Perjury is a joke. I mean, if you don't get in trouble for it, it doesn't even matter that it's a law. Like a law that's not enforced is not a law at all. So it's ridiculous.
I just want to make sure you know before we go any further. You know what it is.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I told you I gave...
Oh, he's going to blame it on his lack of tech knowledge.
I didn't even realize that was my iPhone when you showed it to me. Your Honor, come on.
My testimony, the phone to the lawyers before, whatever, and so you got my phone, but we didn't give it to you.
No, Mr. Jones. One more time. And please remember, if you need to assert the Fifth Amendment, you can. I need to know
if you need to assert,
you testify.
Please remember, you can shut the fuck up.
Plead the Fifth.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to speak to you right now like you have a brain injury.
Your phone for the phrase Sandy
Your
Hook.
name is Alex. Alex.
And there were no messages. You said that under oath.
Yes.
And you lied and you said it.
No, I did not lie.
Yeah, I'd prefer to take the fifth, but all they gave me was this tiny little paper cup full of vodka.
Got rid of your email 10 years ago.
InfoWars email.
Oh, so now it's InfoWars. You do use email, though, don't you?
I want someone to do a parody cover of the Counting Crows Mr. Jones about the Alex Jones trial.
That'd be good.
Not
Or
it's
Dr.
like
Jones
household
by
stuff.
Ooh, even better.
By who?
Jones calling Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
By ABBA?
you're guilty.
By
You're
Aqua.
guilty.
Aqua. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I know that. I know you're a big fan.
Yeah.
I gotta go pee
Yeah.
so bad. I'll be right back.
Jones calling Alex Jones. The children are not dead. They're all in their head. That's not true. Your Honor, I was just listening to the song by Aqua, and it makes me really think, maybe I messed up. These children...
Maybe I'm a doctor. Am I a doctor?
Am I a doctor, Your Honor?
Are they talking to me? Is that Aqua bitch? Is that Barbie girl talking to me? Am I Dr. Jones?
Is that the problem? We're going to need to listen to about 4 or 5 more Aqua albums before I make my decision.
We're gonna listen to obviously the first one, Aquarium, and then we're gonna the follow-up album Aquarius. That's got a couple of ballads on it. Actually, pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty damn good if you don't say so myself. And I would really like to go back to the 90s on this one. We take it back to the 90s. It's one of my favorite Aqua songs is Back to the 90s. I like that guy, his voice. It sounds so fake, but it's just what are they from Belgium or some shit? Switzerland? Are they Danish? Are they Swedes?
Yeah, I think they're the new ABBA. I think they're Swedish.
Yeah. Good
I
stuff.
saw them live.
Jealous, by the way. Jealous.
Last year.
During COVID?
During COVID.
What, did you kill something? How did you get in there?
And I do it again.
I'm so jealous.
It was like a 90s throwback show. Let me find it.
Damn.
Aqua Abbotsford. What? Not Vancouver. We're talking suburbs, baby.
Abbotsford.
2021.
Wow.
September 20th, 2021. Year of our Lord. We had Aqua. We had Venga Boys. We had Jenny from Ace of Base, not all of Ace of Base. Maybe the rest are dead. I don't know. We had 2 Unlimited and 2 acts that did not make the show for some reason. Hadaway and, sadly, Eiffel 65.
No. Were they blue?
They were blue. They couldn't make it.
Honestly, though, I'd take Venga Boys over Eiffel 65 any day of the week.
Yes. Venga Boys were the best act. Aqua seemed like they got off the plane 4 minutes before they went on stage.
That's
and
not
didn't
fair.
really have everything together. The guy gave a very sleepy performance.
Oh.
It wasn't great.
Aqua's,
And
I
I
don't
love
care.
Aqua.
I would love to watch bad Aqua. I don't need good Aqua.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I went.
Yeah, give me the Flint,
Scott,
Michigan
how do you feel
Aqua.
about getting your and female cat off with a Q-tip cast? The cat was annoying 2 weeks before getting the cat spayed. That Vito from the biggest problem in the universe admitted to doing. Ben getting back on to answer for his actions.
What, he fucked a cat,
That
so
was
what?
A lot of text.
Yeah, who cares? He fucked a cat. He's Shane Dawson. Give him a silver play button.
I think that
Give him a
was
gold
all
play
a
button.
Fucking a cat?
shtick.
I'm a cat.
Things like that. But
so
I don't personally send emails.
Sure.
My assistant does, and it's for
I saw this
Blame it.
weird Aqua concert on TV years ago where they were in Monaco playing, and Prince Albert was sitting there in the crowd, and the singer from Aqua was like trying to fuck him before the end of the day. Like, dude is the owner of his own mini country.
Yeah.
And it's one of the richest countries per capita on earth. It's Europe's tax haven. So all the billionaires of Europe, they buy a studio apartment there so they don't have to pay taxes at all. It's a weird thing there. And I remember watching this. Prince Albert is not a good-looking dude at all. It's weird because his mom was super gorgeous. She was Grace Kelly, the old-time Hollywood actress.
Yeah.
And his
father
was the old, way older than her, Prince of Monaco.
Yeah. That's
Prince Rainier. Or am I
That's
mixing
what
things
happens
up?
when you're fucking out of your league. You make a little schlub, and women see the schlub, and they
He's
just know
so fucking rich it doesn't
he
even
was
matter.
born out of his league, and they want to start hitting back in his league.
Yeah.
Women are sick. Like they'll literally bang Alex Jones without a skeleton inside, just a puddle of Jones.
That is the takeaway from this conversation. Women are sick.
The only way I even knew that this trial was happening is because I follow Alex Jones' ex-wife on Twitter, and she had like a 25 message thread about what a piece of shit he is.
This trial?
It was yes.
Oh, I've been hearing everything about this trial.
I didn't know. I was distracted by other stuff. So
Scott, before we get back into Alex Jones, we have to finish our commentary from earlier. How do you feel about Aqua-like band Toy Box?
I don't know if I know Toy Box.
Okay, next time you have the ability to sit down and watch Toy Box, Tarzan and Jane.
Okay, so are they like very much just like going for an Aqua vibe? Like,
Yeah, like when you watch Toy Box, you're gonna think this is how they make them where they're from. You're like, oh,
Okay.
this is just like I thought Aqua was special. This is just what it sounds like.
This
to
is
live.
just every band from Sweden.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Obviously, Toy Box is no Aqua, right? In my opinion.
Are they Swedish?
I think I don't know.
Or Norwegian?
We don't know. They could be Ouija.
Scandinavian.
They're Scandish.
No, they're Norwegian. I just
They're
looked it up.
Norwegian. All right.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. The Swedes and
So
the
you don't have emails about
Norwegians are very, very
don't have
similar.
emails
And Danish. Like they all
You got
are.
hundreds of thousands of our emails.
None from you.
They're-
And I didn't
they're
get hundreds of
Scandinavian.
thousands of emails. Most of those. In fact, you would agree with me. Nearly every email you've produced to me, outside of maybe 100, are emails of Wolfgang Halbig and Jim Hudson. Because they sent you thousands of emails, right?
I mean, I quit opening email and using it before Sandy Hook.
Okay. So, you, in other words, if somebody was to tell me, oh, I have emails from Mr. Jones that he wrote about this case in the past couple of years, that person would be lying? You're telling the truth?
Somebody else has got my InfoWars email because I haven't been using it all
That's not qualified, Mr. Jones. You know in this case you were asked to produce your emails, any emails you had about Sandy Hook. You know you were asked to do that, right?
Yeah.
And you said you didn't have any.
I told my IT people, go, you've got all that stuff.
No, Mr. Jones, I'm saying in deposition, under oath, sworn to God, you said you don't have any emails for Sandy Hook because you don't use email. Right?
That is fun when you get to bust people who believe in God.
I think I have been using InfoWars email, and it's got to be a decade or longer.
What he's gonna do is act technically inept, which he's not.
I don't know what an email is. What are you talking about? Electronic mail? How do you even do it?
He was always ahead of the curve too. Like he started on public access, and then when the internet popped off and you could do streaming video, he was on it immediately. And he was self-produced originally.
He probably had public access people working for him on public access, though, right? Like way back.
Because
I remember
usually bring your own crew.
Are you sure? Because I remember public access in Seattle, and public access in Seattle, you could have literally been the dumbest doorknob, and they'd put you on, and you'd have a show. Hey, cheers! Sorry,
We had in public access in Albuquerque. We had Don Schrader, the piss hippie.
The piss hippie?
Yeah, and he would wear a loincloth.
I like that title.
He's still around. I looked him up. He's still alive, which is crazy. He would wear literally like a banana hammock and drink his own pee and talk about like all the like we need to save the planet, but I drink my own piss. And then he would always say the 4 white killers.
Oh,
he was part native, and he'd say, when my ancestors lived here, the Europeans brought the 4 white killers. Do you know what they are?
Was one of them a pox blanket?
Nope.
Oh, what were they?
White flour.
Agreed.
White sugar.
Agreed.
Salt.
Agreed.
And lard.
Them sons of bitches. How could they? All the things.
It does mean something.
All the things that go into what? Fry bread. What the fuck, dude?
Well, here's the thing.
What the fuck?
Here's the thing. He would always talk about on his show about how fry bread's not traditional native food. It was the shit that they would dump off at the reservation for the people to make to eat.
Kind of like why soul food is all just garbage, right?
I mean,
I'd actually say it's better.
Yeah, I mean, an Indian
soul
taco,
food's better than fry bread. Yeah,
fry bread can make an Indian.
No,
taco,
I'd say white soul food is better than regular soul food.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
the
not basing
difference.
it on anything. It just seems like a funny thing to say.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
honest red, I've eaten way more fry bread than you could ever eat in your life. And maybe you're proud of that, but it's good. A Navajo taco is delicious.
It is poison, though. The guy wasn't wrong.
Oh,
The
no,
piss
no,
hippie
no.
wasn't wrong.
That's what I'm saying about him. The piss
I
hippie.
thought a Navajo taco was Pocahontas's vagina.
A Navajo
Whoa,
taco.
whoa, totally different area.
A Navajo taco is taco ingredients in a fry bread tortilla.
I'm into it. That's basically a chalupa.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a chalupa.
I've hung out with way more natives than Honest Red could ever imagine in his life, too.
Yeah, but you never went camping with medicine men like me.
Yeah, he did.
Who was your medicine
I
man?
also went to the Gathering of the Nations, too.
Oh, you were going to say juggalos.
No.
I really thought juggalos.
He was gonna
too.
say
You really
juggalos.
swung at the end of that sentence.
Jiggerath is claiming that Navajo tacos at Qdoba are better than Honest Red's history.
In my memory.
I don't.
We're with Infowars.com, you know.
No, Mr. Jones. No. It's not what I'm asking. You notice when Mr. Watson emailed you, right? He didn't have an Infowars email address, does he? He has like Paul Watson at sky.com. It's a UK email address. Did you know
Yes.
that? Right. We asked for all emails, and you told us.
Thank you. Yes, I've hung out with way more natives than Honest Red could ever imagine.
This is a very weird pissing contest.
Lives on a
I am
reservation.
pissing so
Yeah,
hard.
Scott literally.
And I'm the actual media champion. Yes!
Scott literally
I
lives.
am literally the fucking actual mania champion. And Honest Red could never make it to my
Honestly, Ben, the way you're
I
talking
win.
right now, your next title defense should be
against Egghead.
No, it should be fry bread tacos. It should be Navajo
I could
tacos.
do that. Actually, I prefer tamales where I make my own masa.
Tamale, kiwawa,
Don't use email, and there are no emails for Sandy Hook. That's what you said under oath.
You can say that's a lie, Honest Red, but you know it to be true. I lived in a way more diverse area than you. I know it hurts you deep inside to know.
Yeah, I've been gentrifying your culture way longer than you've been living
I know.
it. Pussy.
Yeah,
Pussy.
Cry harder.
I've been washing the taste of your people out of my mouth for years.
There might be, I'm sure there might be like privileged emails where like lawyers requesting documents or stuff like the case.
We had to do privileged emails.
First, objection on this one.
Yeah, I can just get caught up in all this white privilege I have. I didn't realize the emails were privileged too.
That you do not use email, and that there are no responsive emails relating to this case. Did you testify to that?
Yes, I personally do not get on the internet and sit there and use email. I never send emails myself because I don't like it. I can't stand it. There's just too many of them. That's a fact that I don't use email.
That's a fact.
It's a fact that I don't use email, and they're about to show him emails that he uses.
Here's 1,000 emails you sent on Tuesday.
Right? It's like so fucking ridiculous.
People on the telephone.
Oh, that's an email? That's what that was? I thought an e-girl was. I thought an email was an e-girl with a penis.
Your Honor, excuse me.
I
Mr.
quit
Jones.
those.
I'll show you this document.
It's upside down.
Is that your email address?
Yes.
Did you write an email?
Oh, you want an answer? Excuse me. I have to cough again.
The larynx hurts.
Is that an email, Mr. Jones?
Yes, yes.
It appears that is, yeah.
I'm
You're,
reading it.
hold on, I'm reading it. Tired of you people just giving me the
I'm
5-second
not asking you
clips.
a question other than that's an email you've sent. Let's start there. Can
We'll
you
have
do
to
that?
make sure
Can
I
you say that's an
co-sign
email
this
you
one.
sent?
I must have dictated that to my system.
I didn't write the email. I dictated it.
There are, you would agree with me, there are emails Yeah, little thing. I'm done with that.
Is this Jesse Plemons playing the lawyer?
It
might be.
I forgot he got fat.
Your staff and others.
Jesse Plemons is a total god. He got fat and married Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, and he keeps getting fatter. It doesn't give a shit.
Zero Hedge. You'd agree those emails, they exist. Do you agree to that or not?
I've dictated emails.
Alex Jones' river of bullshit coming back to bury him beneath it. He's gotten away with this fuckery for far too long. Here's to Alex Jones. May he be ruined.
Cheers.
I picked up my
That's
championship
like a down the
mentality.
middle, no fun take. It's much more fun to kind of root for Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You guys are like the same person. Like it's like I have two clones. I'm like, oh, what are they gonna say? Oh, big surprise.
Who's that?
You and Scott.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Oh, these guys say something. Oh, let's do the opposite of what they're saying.
I think there's a lot more nuance.
I know
to it
you
than that.
disagree. Well, that's the opposite of what I'm saying. Big surprise.
I think the problem here, Ben, is that you feel like you have something figured out, but you're completely off base.
Okay.
The real fact is, I don't
Bohemian Grove.
I don't even say things. I just live them. I experience them. It's breathing to me.
I'm sending a thing to the chat from my boy Nick Mullen regarding Alex Jones because it's very funny.
Oh damn!
To people, and you guys have gone and gotten other people to give you their emails. But that is my personal email that I use. The personal stuff has nothing to do with Sandy Hook, unless lawyers have sent me emails there that my assistant prints off for me.
Only do Gmail.
Yeah,
What do you mean Gmail's email?
Email stopped 10 years ago when I went on to Gmail.
Next, you're gonna be telling me she-mails are email too? Come on, get out of here.
Oh my God.
What?
Gmail's a real mail.
Email.
So, was it on our show that we looked at the Miss Indian World pageant, or was that Tap?
Probably Tap.
Oh my God. So they have this. So they have the biggest Indian gathering. Actually, it's all indigenous. It's not just American.
No, Native Americans, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought the biggest Indian gathering was the Tonight Show writers' room.
Yeah, I thought it was any birthday party in India.
They still call this beauty pageant Miss Indian World, by the way, and it's natives. So, there's plenty of people who are native that still call themselves Indian. Anyway, though, they have the biggest gathering of indigenous people on Earth. Even Aboriginals from Australia and New Zealand come to it, and they have a beauty pageant. And I was showing
And nobody won.
Wow.
No, we're not.
Wow,
no,
I
okay,
wouldn't
fine.
even go there.
Welcome to the past Miss Indian World page.
So I just want to point out the white girl that won.
Oh.
The
What year?
one white girl that was like,
How's Pearly Rose little
That's
side
what
doing?
I'm saying.
That's my girl. She's the pretty one.
Is she
Oh
the
my
white?
God, no,
she's supposed to be white?
What? Hold
She's
on.
not white. She has a
Compare
very
her
Native
to
American
all
look.
of the other ones. Are you
She has
saying
a very
she's not
Native
white?
American look to her.
Are you fucking kidding me?
100%
Is it the
she does.
Aquanet?
No, you
Rex
could.
Luck Mongolian,
She probably has an
and
Intuit
she
nose.
looks like
like
she's
the,
done designing women.
Did you say Intuit?
Intuit.
Do you mean?
Because her nose goes into the dip on her lip. No, she's got a very Native American look.
No.
Yeah, she does. Look at her face. That's definitely.
Look at every other one of them too. It's a Native woman beauty pageant that they have. Each nation has their own contestant, and they have a beauty pageant. And I'll tell you what, if I look at literally every one of them, somehow this white girl won.
She does not look white to me.
She is white. What?
No, this is racist.
You just want to argue the opposite of
no,
everything.
I'm not. For one,
literally, dude, you can't hide it anymore. You're always arguing whatever.
I'm not. She looks Native to me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Look
Maybe
at
it's
everyone
because
else
I
around
have
her.
more of a touch with the Native culture than you do.
No, you don't.
I think I do.
This is Billy's argumentation. I think this, and then I'm such a good and smart and amazing person that I could just know more than you, no matter what you
I
think.
have a very intuitive eye for facial
Dude,
features.
I lived in New Mexico.
Yeah,
for
so you
8
saw
years.
probably one type of Native American there.
And this is your statement to prove you know more about Native Americans than me?
You saw a regional group.
In New Mexico, there's only one type of Native American.
There's definitely a regional type down there.
Are you going to stand by that?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying there's one type, but it's a regional type. The people have different
Wow.
looks based on their region.
I win.
No, you don't.
Billy,
Yes.
Billy, would you concede that she is
I only knew one type in New
skin
Mexico.
tones lighter than every
Wow.
single other winner?
She has a lighter tone, but her
I got to know
features are
one-
very
one
much
type.
Native American. I guess I just know enough Native Americans with these features that you guys don't know, I guess. That must be the problem here.
You think there's only one type of Native
fucking
American?
reserve. I have to call the
in
police
New
on
Mexico.
these people
Well,
every
you're the
single
one-
day. Don't act like I don't know them.
You're the one over here denying her heritage when obviously she looks Native American to me.
I think it's fun to deny people their heritage. That's
Yeah.
my heritage.
I like the
being
end of
me.
that sentence. To me.
Because I know many Native American people with this similar look. I grew up.
It's all Billy's
please be
personal
named-
experience and totally
What's wrong with
invalidating.
It's your personal experience. You're
Totally
using to back this
invalidating
shit
mine.
up.
He thinks there's only
Because you're the one invalidating
type,
her race.
Only one type of
You're the
Native
buffoon
American
invalidating
in New
her
Mexico.
race in existence
Uh-huh.
when she's a fucking
Look at
award-winning
you.
Native American.
Look at you.
She didn't win
This
the
is sick
native
and
Oscar.
disgusting, and
think
I
we
won't
should be more
stand. I won't stand for it. I
To be
grew up.
fair, it was only for April
Dance
to
monkey,
August.
I grew up
dance
with
monkey.
a family, a Native American family that looked
Tell me more
just
about your
like her
personal
features.
experience.
Just like her features. When I look at her, I think of the family I grew up with. They were great friends to my
They're all
family.
the same in New Mexico, though, right?
I mean, if you're saying
I
she's
know
not
those
Native
types.
American,
They're all the same.
that's the only way I can excuse your buffoonery is to suggest that they must all look the same in New Mexico. If your limited perspective on what
This
is Native
isn't
American,
just New Mexico. Like I said, you weren't paying attention. Maybe you're texting or something.
No.
But it was. They come from everywhere, all over the world, literally.
well, that's fine. I was
So-
trying to figure out why
you
you
missed
thought
that
this
part
woman wasn't
then.
Native American. Do I have to find a picture of a Native American woman I know that looks like her? Because I could do it in
That'll
2
be
seconds.
cute. Let's hear
2
more about your
seconds.
personal experience.
I mean, your personal experience is wrong.
I'm not giving a personal experience. I'm not saying that
You're
they're
trying
all,
to devalue
I'm not
this
saying that they're all the
beautiful
same
woman.
in one region.
You're trying
of
to
the world.
devalue this beautiful woman.
I'm not saying she's not beautiful. I'm just saying she doesn't look native.
I'm not saying she is beautiful, but I'm saying she's more beautiful than the other ones.
Oh my god. I knew it.
took me. I
The
didn't even
only
figure out
type
who
of
you were
Native
talking.
American that she looks like is whatever tribe Elizabeth Warren belongs to.
Yeah, she's from the Warren
I
tribe.
can't believe this is how
She's from the
sick.
Warren
This is how
tribe.
sick our fan base is. Is that I'm trying to value an award-winning Native American woman.
You're so good.
And
How
you're
can we
all-
doubt anything
you're
you
all-
say?
You're all over here
because you're
denigrating
such
her
a good,
name.
honest guy.
I am.
How can we doubt anything
I'm the
you say?
honest one on this podcast.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
Honest Billy the Fridge. Honest and red. Fair. Shit.
Fox News, honest and red.
Honest and red.
Yeah, look at what
can
Honest
you put
Red
it
is
in the
saying.
column
If you
then?
look at the photo and cross your eyes, there's a clear bright patch.
Oh wait,
like,
is it a 3D? Is it a 3D
they
picture? If I
snuck
cross my eyes, will I
through
see
a white
sailboat?
girl.
What's more likely the
like-
native pageant decide to give it to a white chick or the native woman was light skinned?
Thank you.
White chick.
Thank you. She's light
Decidedly
skinned.
white
She's
because
light
they have a
skinned. She's
good sense of
obviously
humor.
Native American. I can only suggest that your lack of noticing her heritage would be because you were only familiar with one type of skin color in Native Americans. That was my assumption. And if I'm going to be held accountable for my assumption, I will die on that hill because
No,
you're the
you
one
won't.
devaluing an award-winning Native American woman.
It was only for April to August. That's barely an award.
What do you? Shit. Why was it only 4 months? Did the other girl
Billy,
get kicked out?
You know
Would
what?
you like
it
to
looks
retract
that
your
way.
argument now that you know it's only April to August?
Yeah, she was
'Cause
like,
now I
she
feel
was
bad.
like interim.
Yeah, the other
You're the
girl.
summer bitch.
Why did she only get 4 months? The other girl got August to April.
She probably actually won.
Oh, maybe she got a 2-year reign. I don't know. It's weird. No,
I think if they know that you're white and lying about being Native American, but you are the prettiest, then you get to like be
There
the
we
winner
go.
for a few months.
Thank you for bringing that
I
up.
can't believe you're gleefully laughing right now about disvaluing a Native American woman based on
I
skin
can't
color.
believe you're creating like totally fake experiences.
This is not fake. This is exactly what's going down. And I want to say, what else is a travesty?
Do you send emails? Do you use email?
No, I use shemails. Now, I want to say the real travesty here is these photos were taken in the late 80s. They didn't have a color camera.
That's great. That's actually crazy.
That's like what's going on here.
Well, look,
Native
even
Americans
into the
didn't get color
90s,
photography
they did
until
it
the
with
mid-90s.
Lynette Aspermy and Gloria Snow, and then here with Andrea
They
Jack.
didn't use color for Andrea Jack. That was clearly a weak year, and they're doing their best to hide it. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
but after
What do you
that,
mean
we're
by
okay.
weak
What-
year?
what? Look, can we agree that 96, 97 people did not bring their A game?
No, I bet you she won on the congeniality.
Absolutely. Great
probably-
personality.
It was on tap because you weren't here to argue the opposite. And everyone was
Obviously,
like,
yes. It was by when you brought it up, and I didn't realize if you were talking about Native American or Indian women from India.
It's called Miss Indian World.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's why I obviously didn't know because
If it's world, I would actually assume it was the other kind of Indian.
right.
Yeah,
But you said they had people from Australia there, the indigenous in Australia.
Yeah, they don't normally win. But because it's in New Mexico, like it's usually North American indigenous people that would win.
Native Americans from all over the world.
All I'm
in this
saying, Ben,
competition.
is after your disgusting display of racism tonight, you're going to be added to the list as the 5th white killer.
Oh shit!
Right after
Play the
fat.
next thing.
Right after fat.
Right after
Does
fat.
that make you the 4th
It's
white
flour,
killer?
sugar, salt, fat, and Ben.
And
Hey, don't incorporate me into your diet, and if I'm dropped off at your reservation, just pass on that.
Look, I obviously thought it was the street shitters, not the wah 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 wah. There's your racism.
Wah, 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 wah,
There's your
wah.
racism. There's the racism you were looking for.
But yeah, my point still stands.
On flimsy legs.
Actually, no, you are lying to yourself, my friend.
Highly disagree. I
Of
legitimately couldn't find the white girl. You had to point out the
Are you
girl that you thought was
serious?
white. 100%, yeah. You could play the tape back. I couldn't find a fucking white girl.
You
because
can't.
there
Okay,
isn't one.
out of these, how many? 12 women.
Yeah.
You can't find the one that I would say is
white
the
thing.
white
Look, I
girl.
couldn't find one white girl. I was looking for the white girl. I was looking to scroll down so I could see her. You could play the tape back. 100% genuine.
Oh, I can. I just don't believe it. Like,
You look at her. Look at her hair. That's very native hair. she
dude,
has
that
going.
looks like every white girl I went to middle school with.
Look, that wasn't a very popular white girl hairstyle in the
89.
80s.
What? Dude, you're so
literally
full of
every
shit.
bitch in the world
You're
had
so
that
No,
full
that
of
was
shit.
a
You
joke.
know you're a
None of them
liar.
have their hair like that.
That was
too.
a joke, obviously. It was Barbizon commercials were big in the 80s. Of course, that's 80s hair popcorn.
I mean, a lot of them are from the 80s, though. She's the only one that happens to have that kind of hairstyle.
She's proud.
What's the difference? Oh, do you think she's the prettiest, Billy, out of all these
Well,
women?
she's definitely the
No.
prettiest, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
it
think
seems like
I
everyone
think
else
Celeste
is
Tutu Sis is the
straight
prettiest.
hair.
I'm a big fan of Celeste Tutu Sis.
Tutu sis.
Yeah, with that giant feather on her head. She's gorgeous.
They all have feathers on their
Hers
head.
takes up half the screen, though.
Celeste actually looks like the other kind of Indian. I like her.
The other kind?
Yeah.
Lynette down at the bottom is pretty hot.
Like the rest looks like she writes for Lily Singh.
Tammy Dean Billy is pretty hot.
That's not
You
a
just
name.
like it because the name Billy is in it.
They're all beautiful women.
I
See,
think
like
Tammy
some of
Dean
these
Billy is
photos
the
were
best
taken
for
at
no
the gathering, so you can see like the huge crowd.
Yeah.
They have it in the big basketball arena.
I was gonna
down
say,
there.
are these at like the Staples Center?
It's in the biggest arena in Albuquerque where they have it.
Which
And it lasts
Crazy Witch seats what, like
So
300 people?
Did somebody
No.
send in this page to be like, look at this white woman stealing valor?
No one sent it in. I knew about it because I've been to this beauty pageant
okay.
before. Because I've been to
I was
the
wondering how it
gathering.
became content.
This beauty pageant.
Yeah, they have
Did
this.
you win?
Win in
Did I
1988.
say I've been in it?
Scott just said you competed in it, and I asked if you won.
He's been following me for years. Yeah, he was there.
That's why I asked if you had won, because
Well,
Scott
there
said
you
you
go.
were in
What
it.
a genuine question.
This is a talk show. We sometimes talk.
I'm just asking questions.
Everybody, please send in donations to say Ben was in the pageant.
Like the stream. Subscribe.
Please.
I was in the pageant. I was the white girl that won the pageant.
I knew it. I know that hair anywhere.
Trap Ben always wins.
I used to go to the New Mexico State Fair every year, and they have this area where it's like a fake village, and half of it is all native and half of it is Spanish. And then on the Spanish side, you can get like Spanish food, and on the native side, you can get native food, which is
Especially
res
the Span-
food.
And in the middle, you can get a Navajo taco.
You get that on the native
border.
side.
Oh, I was hoping there was a border store that did both.
Duty free.
Duty free. Too bad my underwears wasn't duty free.
All right, let's do T-Bob and actually Jared is ending his bulking phase.
Oh shit.
How's it going, guys? It's your boy Jay
William
Juggernaut
Fridge is a
here.
disgusting racist, and
He
I,
is.
for one,
We'll
won't
forgive him.
stand for it any longer, which is why I'm giving him money right now.
Thank you for your donation. All your words are correct because you paid money
They're
to say
all
them.
the same down there. Those types.
Oh, isn't this lighting beautiful?
But,
I wish it were like this all the time.
That's a disingenuous remark to make.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was simply stating
me,
if you
it
didn't
was
think she
totally
looked Native
genuine.
American, I said you obviously have a very stunted
my
perspective.
opinion,
You had a
it
very
was
stunted
totally
perspective on what
genuine.
Native American looks like.
And in my opinion, it was totally genuine. In my opinion.
This is very good content. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome.
I'm still working on the fucking.
I also ate at Chipotle today too.
Ooh, excuse me there. A little bit gassy.
Wonderful place.
That's good though, because of my bloating. I need to get some. What do they call? Blackout curtains, I think they're called. Need to get some of those. But for the time being, we'll just have these ghetto sheets and look
He
like.
finally learned that having a light behind him
The
was
sun blaring in through his window.
and he was playing his camera all the time.
Like a
for
fucking
it.
ghetto rat. That's fine.
He's very stupid.
So, guys, I just wanted to say that things are finally changing. I finally understand why I wasn't able to go off my bulk. It's because I wasn't getting enough minerals like zinc and magnesium. Minerals in the body are basically like, in a way, steroids. They help the whole process of gaining muscle. They help, with the bloodstream and nutrients flowing through the bloodstream, circulatory stuff. At least vitamin C does, which is paired in with my zinc supplements. But it basically, it helps things get done a lot quicker. And basically, I know with these zinc supplements, I should be able to end my bulk soon. It'll also raise your metabolism, which is fucking great.
37-year bulk.
Well, his book
He's not
really
even
came on
37
recently.
years old. That's a hilarious thing. He looks like he's 50 now. And he's gained 100 pounds in like a year.
My man.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason why I know this will help me end my bulk. It's because I'll have more energy to just fucking walk. You know what I mean? Because really, I mean, it takes more energy probably to do that than to lift weights. Well, maybe a little bit. But if you're doing high reps like me, I don't know, man. It probably does take more energy to do.
I love it because he was like anti-cardio, but he wanted to be cut, which you have to do if you want to be like totally cut, because you have to burn body fat to show the muscle.
Fat.
Right. And now he's like, oh, well, maybe it burns more cardio than lifting weights.
Maybe.
Cardio and shit like that. But
And by the way, I mean, like, we're talking like this, but look at this guy. He doesn't look like he works out. Like, I'm not
No.
going to make a YouTube channel giving fitness advice unless I look like I can make myself fit.
Yeah, it's not like he doesn't look like he has fat and muscle. He just looks like fat and weak.
There are NFL players that are kind of fat guys, but they have like a lot of body muscle.
Yeah, they're crazy strong.
Yeah.
I should start a fitness channel.
I agree.
Anyhow, I really do believe this will help me finally end my bulk. And it's really funny that this is happening because that Dylan McKnight guy just dropped a video about his bulk. If you guys remember, I dropped a video, probably close to over a month ago about my thoughts on dirty bulking. Dylan McKnight had a crazy 1-year transformation. I highly recommend you check it out.
Eating shit.
Yeah, dirty bulking as opposed to dirty everything else you do.
And there's no bulking unless you count just like gaining weight. I mean, there is a bodybuilder bulking phase, but it doesn't last years. You know, it's like you gain a little bit of fat weight to like burn that fat and turn it into muscle when you start lifting.
Bulking is you bulk on top of the muscle you've already built.
Right.
He doesn't have any muscle. He's got chicken legs and fucking. He's shaped like a pear, a droopy wilted pear.
Yeah, it is weird.
Dirty bulking can be good, but it's not something you can sustain.
I just think it's weird that he's talking like this is a bodybuilding channel, like he's teaching.
Like it's like when it was a karate channel,
right,
or a men's help channel.
Get back to what brought you here, Jared.
Yeah, when it was a pro pedophilia channel.
Yeah,
when it was a pro egghead as cringerweight champion channel.
At least he knew what he was talking about.
He's always been on the wrong side of history.
Art won't be able to take it, so be careful. I have to say, though, I'm very fucking impressed with that guy. Amazing job, Dylan. If you're watching this, bro.
They're not.
I went 2 years every day working out, and I don't think I got quite as good as he did.
There's no... Is your everyday working out like you picked up a weight and like went like that
It's
once
getting
and put
out
it
of
down?
bed.
That's working out?
Yeah.
We had that finger thing that he was working out with. Maybe his fingers are strong as hell.
It does strengthen like muscles
Jared
down
looks
here.
like a flabby marshmallow that didn't get cooked right, and since he's dirty, he's probably just as sticky.
Jared looks like a baby that grew into a man.
Basically.
But that's okay, man. Some people's genetics are different. I have shit genetics. It is what it is.
You're 6'2". Somewhere your genetics were all right. You actually fucked up being a 6'2" male. Do you realize how hard that is? Scott, what are you, 6'1"?
I'm 6 even.
If you were an inch or two taller, you'd own this world.
Thank you for being honest about your height, by the way, Scott.
I was deciding where to go with it. I'm like,
Thank you
no,
for
actually,
being
I'm
honest.
6'7".
Yeah, some people lie about it.
Then I thought I could claim the 6'1". No, I'm 6 or I think I'm like 6.5. But when I say 6.5 feet, that sounds like 6'6". 6 feet and half an inch.
Yeah, you're Shawn Michaels, not Jack Swagger.
Exactly. I'm a Shawn Michaels type. I often get compared.
Yeah.
In that I'm a complete piece
I'm
of shit
fine being
backstage at wrestling
Spike
shows.
Dudley.
And a sexy boy.
I'm fine being
And a sexy
Spike
boy.
Dudley.
Spike Dudley? Height-wise, or?
Yeah, height-wise. Me and Spike Dudley are the same height.
No. Probably.
I think what wrestler I
You
would
think he's
compare
shorter
you
than
to.
me or taller?
He might be shorter. I thought he was 5'6".
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
If they build him as 5'9", he was probably 5'6".
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think Rey Mysterio's 5'3".
I always thought Spike Dudley was cool because he was like a truly like little guy that had made it as far as you can go as like a guy that little.
He's a little guy with no muscle.
No muscle, but he could take a bump like really hard.
Who would you compare?
Mike Awesome. Go ahead.
Who would you compare Ben to as a wrestler? Like, what wrestler does Ben have the build of?
Well, I'm a little chunky right now, so
Yeah, part of me wants to think like
there's almost no wrestler that has my.
I think like the early Rocco Rock.
Rocco
Rock.
From
Sure.
Public Enemy
I
before
don't
they
remember
really
that.
porked up when they got ECW
He was a
contracts.
short guy?
I think they looked like it. They were always fighting with taller guys, I thought.
They weren't huge. I think
He was probably like 6'2" or
you're
something.
Louis Spicoli.
You know what? You're a little bit Louis. A little bit of Louis.
How tall was Gilbert?
Probably 5'9". He didn't seem to
9 or 10, probably.
Really good genetics. But see, that's the thing is you can change them. You can change your DNA, your genetics, just by
You cannot do that, by the way.
That's actually not true.
You cannot do that.
exercising on a daily basis. That's what I'm doing.
You
And
can
when I
change the
do
way
that-
your genetics reacts to your current form by working out.
So,
or you can change your DNA.
if the exercise on a daily basis is like nothing, like you don't you don't work up a sweat, like nothing happens. That's the only way. Either he's lying or his daily exercise is like he picks something up and moves.
That's probably his daily exercise.
That's
I
nothing.
think he thinks his exercise is more than it is.
Like, if he worked out, if someone works out regularly, even if they're not like an Adonis, you'll see signs of it. You'll see like definition.
If they actually work out, yeah.
Yeah.
He does about as much exercise as he does ninja training.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a black.
He's not like throwing a grappling hook up on top of a building.
He
and
can be a
climbing up onto it.
he can be a self-proclaimed black belt. Too bad he can't be a self-proclaimed muscle man.
He could be a self-proclaimed
He's trying.
$1 million champion if he wants to.
That's
Right.
true. Didn't the $1 million belt come after they tore the world heavyweight title off of $1 Million Man because Andre the Giant handed it to him?
I believe.
I think
so.
that's when it started.
I believe so. Yeah.
And then he went. He was because he was trying to buy the world title and he couldn't do it, so he bought.
He did
his $1 million
successfully buy
championship.
it, which is weird because Vince McMahon chose to not honor that title. You know what? There's a lot of weird political shit where like people legitimately won the WWE title, and then later on they decided not to recognize
not
it.
acknowledged,
Antonio Inoki is the biggest.
Yeah.
They fucked him in the record books anyway. He didn't,
Yeah.
and as far as I know, he didn't shoot to win that.
Yeah, they probably gave it to him, and then something happened afterwards that they wanted to pull
think
it
it was
back.
that.
Maybe he was supposed to lose and he never did, and they just dropped
And
it.
I think they use the excuse where like, oh, he shot on someone and took it from them.
Yeah, I don't think
because
he
he
did. I
was the
think he
kind
was
of guy
supposed
who
to win.
could do that to most people.
They probably just told him they put the title on him so he'd work the event, and then they fucking looped
They
it out.
screwed his ass.
They were probably just trying to get some money, save some money. Like, we'll give you the title, we won't pay you what you want. We'll give you the belt.
I think it was
And he's
in
like,
Japan though, right?
Yeah, like it's a smart move.
So
to put
he
the,
was making the money in Japan though.
It's a smart move to put the belt on him in front of his hometown crowd. They're going to make him pop. And then you go back to America, you strip him from it. Nobody here knew except the fucking super nerds. And the super nerds are going to complain about
Back
everything.
then, the tape traders and shit.
Yeah, shut up, Meltzer.
Meltzer.
I'll tell you what though, like I remember asking Scott this because I kind of suspected it was like, do you remember when I was like, "Are you a strong style worker?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was like, "Baba's my guy," which like no one ever talks about Baba. And they put just like Vince McMahon, where he's like, "Put the black guys together; they'll be the new day." Haha, yeah. He did the same thing. He's like, "Put the two Japanese guys." And by the way, I said Japanese, but Vince probably left off the
we won't
Japanese part
assume.
of it.
We won't assume.
He said nips. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
nips. Yeah.
I know
They're
two
basically
things.
one person, right?
I know two things about Vince McMahon. One, when he says nips, he's talking about Sable's bare tits.
Tatas.
Two, when he says Japanese, he's saying something
Baba
else.
the Black Jesuit.
Baba the Black Jesuit? What?
No, Giant Baba. He was a huge Japanese guy, probably like 6'10", 6'11".
He's giant.
He was tall for Japanese, so that means he was
Yeah.
like 5'11".
No,
Yeah.
but what was his height though? Seriously, like
Yeah, you'd probably
upper
have to look
6
it up.
foot.
6'7", maybe something
Really?
like that.
Yeah, he's giant over
So
there.
he was like shorter than
In
Kevin
Japan,
Nash.
Of
fucking
course.
gigantic for real.
Of course. Yeah, it's super gigantic in
6'10"
Japan.
is the build height.
Yeah,
I mean,
6'10".
look at him
Probably
here next to Andre. I mean, he was.
that is pretty tall. I'd say that's
yeah.
6'2", 10-ish.
Yeah,
around
yeah.
there.
That was my guess.
Because Andre was what, about 7'1"?
7 even is what a lot of
7
people
even?
said.
Oh, then he's definitely a few inches shorter.
I'll be right back.
Maybe 6'8".
Yeah. Yeah, at his,
Ben's
at
got
his
this
for
thing-
real's peak, Andre was maybe 7, and then then his spine just like started compressing. Like Andre was 5'8" when he died.
Ben's got this crazy thing. Whenever he sees a picture of Andre the Giant, he has to go take a shit. Yeah, he literally pulled this up, and 1 second later, I'll be right back. Every time he sees Andre, he's got to take a shit. It's weird. Every time he watches WrestleMania 3, he's in the bathroom. The second
response.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. For those of you at home who don't like wrestling, we're obviously talking about Andre the Giant taking a shit right now that transcends wrestling. I did that for you guys, you little fuckers. Oh.
Jumbo Ceruto was 6'5", or at least billed 6'5".
Yeah, I feel like Antonio Inoki is a 6'3" guy. That makes sense.
He's a tall guy for sure.
Stan Hansen over there at 6'4". You like that Stan Hansen fellow, don't you?
I've got a. Is it visible? Like.
Just off the screen is a Stan Hansen autographed picture.
Is an autographed Stan Hansen picture.
Was he doing the lariat in the picture? Because we don't see it. It's.
Yeah, I know. There's you only get like a little.
Is
like,
it a
bottom
lariat?
He's it's like a bio picture. He's like. "Rrr."
Okay. Yeah.
He's got the hat and the lariat and whatnot. Yeah.
The lasso.
Yeah.
Oh.
A Christmas present from one Stephen West.
Oh, he's a good dude.
Yeah, one year he bought like all the 3-2-1 higher ups, I guess, Christmas presents, and that was mine, and it was very cool.
Sweet. That's sweet. He got canceled, right?
Unfairly, but yes.
Yeah, it sucks.
By the way,
100% false rape accusation, and now he's a long haul trucker.
The Andre shits are real. The other day I stumbled upon this piece of wrestling footage that I didn't know existed. You know the song "The Dance of a Thousand Nations"? Na 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 na.
Yeah.
So I saw it was mid to early 80s. All of the big wrestlers from WWF at the time are in it. And then they have a band where they're, by the way, they're in like an arena in front of like a ton of fucking people.
I've seen this.
Doing this live. And their band is Meatloaf on drums, Cyndi Lauper in a black wig pretending like she's not Cyndi Lauper playing bass,
Weird.
and Rick Derringer on lead guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. Rick Derringer was a huge WWE contributor.
He wrote Hulk Hogan's theme music, Demolition's theme music. He wrote a bunch of shit, and like he was also Weird Al's lead guitar player and producer.
Wasn't that the one? I'm pretty sure at the end it says produced by Kay Fabian.
Nice.
I'm
When
pretty
was
sure
that?
The end of that production.
I didn't see that.
Pretty sure at the very end when the credits come up. Yeah, because it's like it's from a full like a long
I love
show.
Vince McMahon's part now, like in context.
Do the Watusi.
Yeah, do the funky Watusi. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'll say this about Vince McMahon, okay? The entire industry of wrestling, which we've spent money on, some of us have made money on, it would not exist without him in the way it is in our world. Scott, you probably would have done better if Vince McMahon wasn't in charge.
You know what?
I've been wishing him death for decades.
I wanted to go full nuclear now. I want Disney to buy it.
Sure.
And I want Hulk Hogan versus Darth Vader versus Thanos. I want that kind of like.
Well,
what if Time Warner buys it back?
Let's do the Time Warner again.
Time Warner they buy back their catalog, and Billionaire Ted has the last laugh.
And they restart.
Billionaire Ted is like an invalid at this point. Yeah, I saw an interview with Jane Fonda like 2 years ago, which they're not even a couple anymore, but they're still close. And she said he's not doing well at all.
Yeah. I don't think Cyndi Lauper's dad was Tugboat.
No. It was Lou Albano.
People pretended it was Lou Albano in the fucking.
It was Lou Albano.
It's not a real dad, was it?
No, not real. No, in the music video.
Yeah. Yeah, but she did have some sort of connection through family, right? That was why she was there, or was that wrong?
No. That was all like, let's make a deal. Like,
okay, just Jason. Was it Hervey from Wonder Years?
Yep,
that was years later. Jason Hervey was like a little kid when the Cyndi
but
Lauper
he's like in
happened.
the wrestling royalty family, right?
Yeah. Because him and Eric. There was a match.
Eric Bischoff used to have sex when he was
there
a
was
kid.
Wow, you can't just drop truth bombs on Drunken Peasants. Last time that happened, Milo Yippee got canceled.
There was an old school match where they had like a celebrity panel of judges, so you knew it was going to go to decision, and Jason Hervey was one of them.
I remember seeing that on a tape that I bought.
I loved how cheap WCW looked back then. I fucking loved it. I watched it religiously. 90s Sting, when me and Scott were in Schaumburg last year, Sting walked right by me like we were hanging out with some dude and Ric Flair's daughter, which was weird.
Not Charlotte. Probably a Megan or something.
Megan, yeah. Like, we were talking to this dude, like, oh, you have a podcast? Yeah, we do podcasts. And out of nowhere, this woman, like, bumps into this guy. And we're like, what the fuck had just happened? And then I saw her face. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, hey.
You look like Ric Flair. Yeah. And then Sting came out and it was like, oh, that's Sting. And I looked like, who else could it be? And Sting looked
nice guy.
Sting looked really tall to me too. Like,
he's a big guy. Yeah.
I remember I was at an indie show in like 2000, 2001. Matt Bomber was on that show.
I don't know who that is.
It's a friend of Scott's, right? And
I would credit them as one of my trainers, in fact.
There was a woman referee on the show, and everybody was saying it was Sting's illegitimate daughter.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. That's a lot of fun.
Sting did a Shawn Michaels but from what I hear, so like everyone that knew Shawn Michaels back in the day agreed he was a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
No one said that about Sting, but Sting.
No, Sting was a nice guy, and then he also found God.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, everyone liked Sting, like, no matter what.
But why wouldn't they like
when
Sting?
When he was like a drug... Well, like most people, when they're like a drug addict and shit...
Most like born-again Christians do so because they're pieces of shit.
Sting was a locker room leader. The worst thing he ever did was give Lex Luthor some matches.
He wrote a whole, like, book about it, how he had, like, fucked up his entire life, but when you look at Sting's body of work...
Didn't seem that fucked up.
I know, yeah, that's like...
fine.
But what else are you going to write a book about when you're Sting?
I was very mad about, like Seth Rollins was known for hurting people, and then he brings back Sting. He gets a match against a legend and fucks him up, like, irreparably. Like, hold on, you're not wrestling another 20-year-old. You know,
the worst thing Sting ever did was continue to make tag teams with the worst fucking wrestlers.
I mean,
like, the most gullible man in wrestling.
So
how many times can the Horseman turn on you?
One RoboCop has to come out and save you.
He has to tear the cage door off the cage.
You know you're a horrible fucking human being when slow ass RoboCop is the only reason you didn't lose.
But like, Scott, if something happened where this legendary wrestler that's like over 60 years old, they're like, oh, you're gonna wrestle him, would you be wrestling him like you would wrestle like a...
I'd be real fucking careful, and I probably wouldn't give him a running powerbomb in the corner.
So Seth Rollins like was like, he broke Cena's nose. I think he might have even hurt Brock doing his curb stomp to him after, because they banned the curb stomp.
Can you hurt Brock?
Yes, you can. Look at those UFC matches where
he had
hurt.
diverticulitis. That was his insides killing him. Nobody on the outside did
that. Doesn't protect his head from getting knocked out.
He was simply having a diverticulitis. Stomach
That's in
pain.
your stomach.
Yeah, he was. The head thing was just a distraction from the
He'd
stomach
be
eating.
eternal UFC champion if he wasn't, vulnerable.
If it wasn't for diverticulitis, I agree.
Well, Frank Mir beat him in his debut. His first UFC match, he lost.
Yeah, because he needed. He really wasn't gonna make that much money if he just wins off the bat. You saw the way he lost to Goldberg too. You know that wasn't real.
That wasn't real. Yeah.
Brock knows how to start a program. He comes in, lets Mir beat him. Lets
You
Mir
do the
beat him.
first job,
He makes
then you get
everybody
to-
think he's one of these wrestlers that came in and wasn't real, and then he starts stepping on throats. It's perfect.
It's true.
Brock can certainly hurt Brock with a shooting star. Yeah, Brock hurts Brock.
He hurt himself. Yeah, his own
He
neck.
hurt himself that much.
He got up.
A guy who's
finished
like
the match.
250 plus trying to do that shit is ridiculous.
He did it perfectly in like practice. That's the worst
in
part.
practice. Well, he had gained a lot of weight.
He'd done it that weekend. He was
Had he?
Yeah, he'd done it like tons of times practicing that weekend.
He practiced that weekend, and he had done it in dark
And
matches.
I will
and
say, most wrestlers, when they botch that, would be in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives. And he bounced back like it was
didn't have
nothing.
Brock's
Like
neck,
Yeah.
he would have been dead.
it was like
Yeah.
nothing happened.
The only time Brock's ever in a wheelchair is when he's fucking invalids.
Do you know what the biggest problem with eating vegetables is?
Fucking the cats with a
I was
Q-tip.
going to say the
until they come-
wheelchair getting in the way.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to do a biggest problem in the universe joke, so I was bringing up Vito and his.
I wouldn't fuck a cat. I'm allergic to them, my friend.
I'm allergic to
Download a cat,
foul.
would you?
I'm allergic to foul, and fucking a cat is foul.
You know,
Sorry, Scott. I didn't mean that.
So we're running a little long. We'll end in a moment here. I know Scott either has to urinate or
Speaking of a
eat.
little long, Scott, how's that
Ben,
dick?
I have to do both of those things.
Yeah, see, I've learned like you won't leave and come back. It's a weird thing. Like
It's not
I
a weird
have
thing.
to.
It's a good thing. He's a
I will
fucking.
not leave the people.
He's
until
a
I am
madman.
gone forever.
So me and Adam hung out a couple of months ago. He came into town. We went to a concert and we had 2 pizzas. And I don't think you would eat either of them.
Oh, did you go to? Do you remember the name of the place?
Rocco's.
Oh yeah, yeah. We went there and I didn't enjoy it.
One was a chicken curry pizza,
That sounds okay.
and the other was gorgonzola and pear pizza.
No, don't like. I don't like blue cheese.
Really,
I'm
you
not
don't
into
like
it.
blue cheese?
I like every cheese on earth except
A
blue related cheeses
A
and
blue
feta.
cheese topper on a steak.
You don't
is-
like feta?
Too salty. Don't like the texture. Pass.
I could see you not liking blue cheese for certain reasons, but I wouldn't think it was the feta reasons. Because feta and blue cheese, they both have their crumbles, right? So I could see if it's a texture thing. With blue cheese,
Feta
I don't
is
think
like
of it.
borderline blue cheese.
Yeah, I don't think of feta. I don't think when I think of why people wouldn't like blue cheese, I don't think because of the texture. I
It's
think
a
because of the
goat-based
taste.
cheese,
Oh, no.
right?
I think
Blue
because of
cheese
the
I
taste.
don't like because of the taste.
Yeah.
Feta I find too salty and don't like the texture.
And you don't like seafood, and you can I put
Don't
you in a
like
high
fish.
chair and feed you
I like-
SpaghettiOs?
Scott, do you like steak?
Love steak.
You eat it
We're
rare.
going to ascend.
Of course I eat it rare. I'm a gentleman.
Then yeah, then you nobody can tell you anything about food.
You know what though? We've been
And I
talking.
put lots of ketchup.
When are you coming back?
August 12th.
We should. Oh God, that's the day before Billy's birthday.
For Billy's birthday.
So there's a steakhouse on top of a skyscraper in Bellevue.
Oh, that's the one you got all excited about it, like just and went to on a whim after a show one day.
Yes. And I showed it to Adam when he was in town. He's like, "Yeah, we should go there the next time."
Yeah.
So the next
The
time you're here,
desserts, Scott, are a work of art.
the cocktails,
The cocktails, Scott,
Yeah,
are a
really
work,
good.
Are a work of Hollywood movie magic.
Yeah, like the smoky one that they bring you.
Yeah, Scott, the food very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
But you get that tomahawk steak.
Is it a tomahawk that I get? I
Yeah.
thought it was a porterhouse.
No, it's a tomahawk with a big bone.
The big ass bone.
I don't think I got the
biggest-
tomahawk. I think I got the porterhouse.
You got it though. I could be wrong, but I think we streamed it, so we go back and look.
Maybe, yeah.
I could have sworn that the last time we were there, like you, me, and Joe, we were sitting in that back table where you ordered the tomahawk because it was the best.
I think the
value.
tomahawk would have been more expensive.
You were like,
I'll have the porterhouse for 2 for 1, please.
Yes.
well, like
that's how I live.
Billy, because they do have the A5 on the menu, and you look at it and you're like, oh shit, and you're like doing the math in your head, and Billy's like, should I spend $400 on a steak?
I had
$30 an ounce.
I had rent money in my pocket. It was all cash, and I was like, should I just spend this on this and then fucking forget about rent?
Live somewhere anymore.
I was like, I could probably go find the money if I needed it, but I have the cash in my pocket right now.
Yeah.
I could have the steak in my mouth just as soon.
They also have good sushi at this place too, though. But you don't like seafood. Yeah, dude, you're like a little kid. Yep.
Says the guy who doesn't like eggs. You don't like so many things.
What else don't I like besides eggs?
Well, you not just don't like, but because how picky you were when
hold
you were a
on.
little kid.
Now we're changing what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
You've
thank
never
you.
had oatmeal
Because there's
until
not-
recently. Like
No. That's true.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was a picky eater, and now like there's a lot of things I didn't have, but
Yeah.
now I'll try them. Like if you bring them, I don't like eggs. That's like the one thing you can name that I don't like.
Yeah, I was like, it says the guy who doesn't like eggs, and I was like, oh, all those other things you just never tried.
Right.
So I had to, but I still
Right.
Don't like eggs.
Still, like,
I've never tried.
I ate
thousands
like
of common things.
for like
Yeah.
you know, the first 18 years of my life, I ate like all microwave shit.
Yeah, you were a very picky eater.
Yeah. And then like what happened was I dated this girl who was like that's what got me to try other foods. Like she was like, "Oh, we're going on a date to eat this shit." And she's like, "And you're not ordering like the chicken nuggets on the menu. Like you're not doing that." And I was like, "All right, you know." And then a couple years later, I'm in Europe and I'm eating like raw hamburger and like snails and shit. And then now I'll try anything once. Like I'm not one of those people that say I don't like something that I've never tried, because there are people like that. Like they'll hear about a food and they'll be like, "What's in this?" And then they won't try it. Be like, "No, I don't like that. I'll try it."
Look up Kasumartsu. It's the only cheese I know of that I wouldn't at least try.
Yeah, that sounds the way you're bringing this up tells me it's fucking horrible. It scares me thinking about it.
Have you had that stinky Asian fruit? What's that called?
Durian.
Durian. Oh my god! I ate some of that. Like it's good, like when you eat it, but it stinks.
Doesn't taste like it smells, but it's a lot to get over the smell.
Yes, exactly.
So Kasumartsu is a traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live insect larvae.
Oh yeah, that one. That one's gross.
Scott, throw that up on the cheese you wouldn't like list.
You know what? You made the list, pal.
Stabby, I would not eat any endangered species, and actually I went to a burger place a couple years ago that was serving kangaroo, and I'm like, I'm not adding new species to my diet.
Not only would I eat an endangered species, I would eat a human being that I knew. Not that I loved, but that I knew.
Yeah, I agree.
If I loved them, I'd be like, no, I'm not.
I
eating
actually
them.
legitimately like want to try.
That is fucked up.
Right?
You guys are fucked up.
It's not fucked up. It's interesting.
It is fucked up.
Like if someone was like,
you're not. This is not no reservation.
I wouldn't eat like I wouldn't eat Mr. Repsion, okay? I wouldn't eat Repsion. But like I'm thinking of like another YouTuber that I like
That's
know
more like
that I've never met.
like a veal.
No,
How about
I'm
something else that ends in eon?
I'm trying to think of like a YouTuber that maybe I haven't
Is that
met
why
or
they
that I've met and I
created
didn't like.
online like social media and online gaming and everything? They're just making us all into veal.
I probably would eat Rich from Review Tech if he looked like he had better meat. I don't know him that well.
God damn it, dude.
I don't know him that
You're
well.
grossing me out.
But I bet his meat's not that good because I have the idea that a fat has too much extra contaminants in their diet.
Would
But-
you eat like peak Arnold
I would eat
Schwarzenegger?
Jared Genesis after his cutting phase.
Oh, there's no way I would eat Jared Genesis. He's got to be bad
Would
meat.
you eat peak Arnold like It'd be stringy in some parts.
I'd try them.
Yeah, because like
Did you eat hay, Arnold?
I feel like the type of person you would want to eat though would be like a Billie Eilish. I feel like she's gonna have.
We do normally eat the female of the species. Actually.
Often, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's because they don't have as much. The muscle, I think, might actually make the meat a little too tough.
Yeah, someone who has like steroid fibers in their muscle.
I'd eat Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah, a little Chloe Grace tartare. I think.
Yeah.
I think you.
Tartare?
I think you want to try a tartare at first to get that raw, non-seared flavor. Obviously, I'm not doing this to enjoy it. I'm doing this as like.
I think you're too passionate about this.
A reason of like science, right? This is like, well.
I want to show Scott my promo really quick here. Check this out.
Show Ben penis really quick here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wagyu,
you already saw that.
Wagyu is fatty, right? But it's got to be fatty that's fed proper ingredients to make it fat.
I went to Costco and bought a pack of Wagyu steaks. And I trimmed the big like fat layer off of it and chopped it up really fine and mixed it in with some ground beef and fried burgers.
You mixed it in with ground beef
and fried burgers, and it's so good.
Oh, you mixed the meat, the fat in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that big fat slab on the outside of it?
Yeah.
If you like dice it up and mix it in with the ground beef, it melts. It makes even like chuck taste like Wagyu if you like melt that fat.
For some reason, when
really
you
good.
said that, I was thinking you were cutting the steaks up and mixing them with ground beef. I'm like,
No.
Well,
I will make a Wagyu steak with my own grinder. I'm about to buy my own grinder because like the blend for a good burger is like the most important thing. So, spoiler alert! This is my promo. This is when they announced the mystery opponent to King Cobra. What is up, cool Cobras? For years now, I've been watching King Cobra JFS, also known as Solid Cobes, cook some of the most disgusting slop I have ever seen anyone cook in my life, and I'm tired of it. I'm here to take his title. I am going to be Liquid Cobes, and I'm going to destroy him in this cook-off. Just you wait. Here it is. Check it out. Mic drop.
Good mic drop.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Someone said he's so red. Yeah, that's called rosacea.
Yeah, you're lucky Ben's husband Will Smith didn't hear that and come over there and fucking slap you.
You're about to
for
my rosacea pisha.
Some people might suggest that you did some color correction, but that's an honest red.
Nice, very nice.
I liked your photos.
Oh, from the other night.
Cobes chair.
Yeah, I don't know why I went back and took a picture of it.
You look too small in it though. Like I got the like. Right.
I thought I looked perfect.
No, you look really small.
I look like I'm on an episode of the Big Comfy Couch.
With that clown bitch?
Yeah, that hot clown broad.
That hot clown broad.
You know they make porno tapes with her, but not actually her.
Kitsy
but it's
clown?
like, is that no? It's like Big Comfy Couch inspired pornos.
Love it.
Big Comfy Cooch. Everybody should DL it and watch it.
I'm Liquid Cobes. All right, let's watch Egghead's fucking promo, and then we're gonna call.
And
it
then
a
Scott
night.
can have food and piss.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the same thing.
Not in the same bowl.
We need your critique on this promo as a pro wrestler.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's always a coin flip whether or not Egghead's going to give a good promo or a bad one.
My hopes are not high.
Two-headed coin.
I'm done. DONE done. He quits every time he has a match.
He's a big quitter. Big quitter.
You
Think
are
about
wrong.
whether or not he actually wants to put that illustrious.
Oh yeah, this is Honest Red cutting a promo, and we have this beautiful portrait of the current Cringerweight champion Andy Dick. By the way,
illustrious career up against me because
Are you going to end Egghead's career?
If you actually want to do this with me,
like a career
you really
match?
need to consider whether it's really worth it.
A loser leaves town match would be very compelling. I'm not sure if I want to commit to that for both of them.
Yeah, we don't need to lose any more Patreons.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be messing around.
A loser
okay?
leaves town match?
I don't know. We'll have to think. We'll have to think of something, but I'm not going to be pulling any punches. Egghead,
So I was thinking of the structure of the match.
And there you go. Honest Red has pretty much admitted that he does not want me in Actual Mania. He wants to end my fucking career. It's not like I've been saying this to everyone since the fucking beginning. It's not like I've been saying since the fucking beginning that Honest Red has a fucking secret hatred against me. Oh my god, it's not like I've been saying this from the fucking get-go. Oh my fucking god, but no. Egghead, I don't have a hatred for Egghead. I don't have this deep hatred for him. It's not like I screwed him out of the fucking belt and just admitted that I want him to no longer compete in actual fucking
He did
Mania.
screw him. Like, we made Honest Red the special guest enforcer in Egghead versus Handy Dick, and Honest Red had the choice to call it down the middle or choose a side, and if he chose a side, he added 20% to whoever's side he chose.
Gotcha.
So it was, and I put his body on Sid Justice's body.
The final score was Egghead 59%, Andy Dick 61%.
Only because Egghead won. Egghead won, and Honest Red screwed him.
One vote switching from Andy Dick to Egghead would have
ring the damn bell.
Kept the belt on Egghead no matter what.
It's not like I've been, throwing personal shit at him constantly in the general fucking Discord chat constantly for the entire fucking month of July. It's not like I've been fucking constantly getting on his ass for no fucking reason, holding grudges against him for no fucking reason. Oh,
well, Egghead, why are you doing this to Honest Red?
Yeah.
All throughout the fucking lifetime since the CWC scandal. I find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that I'm getting fucking all this bullshit, yet he gets to fucking screw me, and yet his fucking crooked behavior gets rewarded. Are you fucking kidding me?
You say fucking too much, Egghead.
You're a big swearer. You need to tone it down. You need to make them count.
That
You
was
can't just throw
something.
'em
Yeah,
out
that was
willy-nilly.
something. That was something Ricky Shane Page told Egghead.
Yes,
when he was
Ricky
on the
Shane
show
Page
too.
gave him like an honest critique, and he learned nothing from an
You
actual
learn
like
nothing
high
from
level
man,
pro.
I have beaten Ricky Shane
Oh,
Page.
my God.
damn.
Actually, I think I'm
undefeated.
I think I'm 3-0 against Ricky Shane Page.
And how
Can
many
we
of those-
bring him back? Like, who would win the next one?
Absolutely.
How many-
I dare him to come back. I'll go 4-0.
Do it.
motherfucker.
How many pins did you get in the matches you tagged with him too? Did you take all the pins? Or
I'm
you let him get the pins?
gonna say off the top of my head, every single one. Every
Damn.
single time we tagged, I got the pin.
Damn.
Please don't go back and check.
Out of all of our fucking conversations, Red, you know goddamn well I've never made anything personal with you, but you always had to go with the personal route with me. I wonder why. And you say that you don't have a hatred towards me? Really? You wonder why I fucking hate you? Gee, I wonder fucking why. Maybe it's because constantly
I think it's very
there's
funny to say you hate someone and then say it's not personal. Like that's a pretty sick
It's
gaslighting.
very personal if you hate
and I
them.
support it.
no
And I like how you're explaining. You wonder why I fucking hate you? Gee, I wonder fucking why.
It's like just say it.
Yeah, just say it.
point to you. There's never
Say
a
what you
fucking
need to
stopping
say.
point with you. Everything is off limits to you. When you were going through that fucking low time in your fucking life, did I fucking mock you? No.
What?
Jesus
What? Looking
Christ.
like that?
Yeah,
did
you
Honest Red
screwed
go
me.
through a phase where
You
he,
know you
like,
fucking did screw
I would like to
me.
know more about this low time in Honest Red's life so I can mock him about
And
it.
I love Honest
Yeah.
Red is just like Egghead screwed himself.
Now you think he just walks right into Actual Mania and demand that I have a fucking match to where I put my fucking career on the line in Actual Mania? Fuck you, double fucking barrels, bitch boy. I would rather fucking drink bleach and pour that shit on my eyes than fucking put my career up against a nobody loser who's never.
Egghead needs to do a pro wrestling tease double barrel bitch boy. I think that could catch on because he did it like when he freaked out when he lost, which I also have a super cut up where he's like, he gets all mad. He's like, I knew this was gonna happen. It was live too. He's like, I knew it. I know it. He's like, double barrels, bitch boy.
I just want to point out how fucking insane it is how much Egghead uses the F-bomb when he's also the same person that uses words like gee willikers and boy howdy.
Golly. Yeah, he really runs the gamut of strong language.
Well, he was taught, honestly, he grew up speaking with a cowboy dialect. He uses like, oh lordy lord, or like that's smarts, like that kind of shit.
I don't think we need. This is a grudge match. We don't need a fucking loser leaves town stip. We don't need a title belt. All we need to know is this grudge runs deep. It's Cowboys versus Native Americans.
Can we get them both on just for like 5 minutes? Can we like set a timer and get them like
not
both?
tonight? Scott's got to pee.
I've had to pee
and eat.
All right, Scott.
This is the Native American.
There's a little bit more of it
versus the. We can still watch a little more.
I've committed and been even competed in Extra Mania, much less even been on the goddamn booking committee. You want to fucking sit there that I'm a fucking person who always fucking puts out mid fucking performances, and yet let's see here. I shaved half off my fucking body hair. I shaved off my fucking beard. I fucking
shaving half your body. That sounds like a pretty mid type of shaving.
You just described a literal half performance.
Literally mid.
Goddamn,
that's actual mid.
Pants in my goddamn mouth. I zapped my neck, my fucking balls. I fucking smashed my fucking balls with a fucking gauntlet. But no, Egghead puts out mid performances, according to you, Red. I would love to see.
This is so Do you see the heat? I knew that when I made Honest Red the referee that made Egghead lose his title, that there was so much heat there. And it's so beautiful. This is the greatest amount of heat we've ever had.
Whatever fucking performance you get to do, if you ever get to be put on the spot during a live fucking cringe off, you fucking son of a bitch. Me putting my goddamn career in Actual Mania on the line, that is completely off the fucking table.
Double barrels.
You can fucking forget about that.
There's your t-shirt, Egghead. There's your t-shirt.
Marcus need to chill out. It's just a game, dude.
The kid's not coming up with any fucking thing. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. You're a nobody in Actual Mania. You are a nobody.
It's true. You are.
In Actual Mania.
Until now.
You don't get to fucking walk.
Are you about to manage Honest Red, Scott? Are you going to show up?
I'm willing to throw my weight behind him.
Are you about, like, can you show up just for the match?
Here's two things I know about Scott. Here's two things I know about Scott.
Just cut a promo.
He literally lives on native land, and they will take it from him after the contract's done. And he literally gets payments from Honest Red in cash.
Yeah.
He's in the pocket of Honest Red.
It's all up in here and say, I demand this. I demand a title shot. I demand a dick competition.
Well, you'll find that Native Americans are quite demanding.
All this bullshit because I'm Honest fucking Red. Look at me. I'm Honest fucking Red.
Just give him the title. You can always take it back.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can buy it back for some beads later. Who cares?
Yeah, you're fine.
Don't fucking get to do that. If you want to compete for a title shot, you will guess what, cuthead? Back of the
content?
The fucking line with you, along with all the fucking competitors. But between you and me, dickhead, we have business to take care of.
I heard that.
I squeezed out a nice
It
fart.
sounded like you just diarrhea dumped in your own.
I would be willing to show off my butthole.
No.
We're having a grudge match one way or the other. This is Egghead, the true people's champion, because let's not forget, you screwed the people, Red. This is Egghead, the true people's cringeaway champion.
It's true. He did win, technically.
Except he didn't. Does he have the title?
Fucking
No,
prick.
he doesn't.
Double barrels,
then he
bitch
didn't
boy.
That was the end?
That's it. What's your? I'll put you on full screen.
Here's my take. Besides the over swearing, it's a short take, but I think it's an important take. The promo appeared to be filmed from the passenger seat of a parked car with his seatbelt on. So like, was your mom going shopping while you did the promo? And she's like, you stay put, egghead. I want you keep that belt on. And no promos. And then he cut a little sneaky promo. And here we are. And that's my take on Egghead's promo.
Wow. See, that's it. Like, how would you rate it? Like 1 to 5.
I would rate it a passenger side parked car out of 5.
So that's a 0.
This fire and
that's a gentleman's 1.5.
Kaho likes it. He likes that fire and brimstone. Kaho says, "Hey, you done good, you nerdy little egg face."
Do you think Egghead needs a biopsy on the growth on his?
No, that's monkeypox.
Oh.
Egghead has just revealed he's a communist. Long live Comrade Egghead.
Salute.
He looks so
he wants
angry.
the government to just give him the title without earning it. It's called a meritocracy.
He says
Egghead,
it's
look it
a
up.
freckle. Okay, buddy.
It's a freckle.
It's not the tumor.
Wow, that's. I mean, I've seen freckles, and that's the biggest one.
Yeah. If it's a freckle from monkeypox or honkycocks.
This is way before
because I remember
monkeypox.
seeing in videos a long time ago. I'm like, oh, it's a scab. It'll heal, and here we are. And it didn't. Get it checked.
I remember it showing up out of nowhere.
It did.
Like, I don't remember it being on early Egghead.
No, it did. And it's like a weird, like, person. And he has, like, another one, too. Like, I think maybe Egghead has melanoma or something.
I think your body might be betraying you, and I would get to a medical professional sooner than later. Go to your naturopath and
naturopath. Go to Amanda Kirshner. The known non-racist.
Oh, we didn't follow up with her.
No, it's gonna happen.
We should go to her commune and hang out.
I do have to say that I have been contacted. We're talking about the Home Depot, Karen. I've been contacted by ex-best friends and members of her own family saying this bitch is crazy, basically.
And I've been contacted by her, and her and I are going to hang out this weekend.
Nice.
Which is not true at all.
Can't prove it.
It's true.
No.
Her and I.
Can't prove it negative.
Together this weekend, live. In the van.
There's no van.
In the van.
There's no van.
We're going to be live in the van.
Van hangs.
Van hangs. Van hanging. Honest Red wants her number. 911.
The worst reaction you guys can give her is to simp for her, which
I think that these simps will simp for everybody. They'll never stop. They're sick.
They're pretty indiscriminate with their simping.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys, she's so hot. Dude, can we get a link to her OnlyFans?
At a target.
She's like, if I saw her, I'd be like, oh, she's nice looking. But I wouldn't, it's just like, she's fucking crazy.
These same guys like, Gail Cord Schuler is so hot.
That is very weird to me.
And these same guys like, King Cobra's ex-girlfriend is so hot. Give me your number.
Karen before she opened her mouth.
Ayo.
I mean, if I saw her, I'd be like, she's good looking. The moment I heard her voice, that would drop it down like 20%.
I was more attracted to her after I saw the video because hate fucking is a real thing.
Well, if that's what,
and I would argue the only good kind of fucking,
right? To me, she's basic. She ain't shit. Then she opens that mouth. I'm like, oh, now I would love to conquer her. I want to shut that fucking mouth using my dick and applied pressure.
Me moving to the city really didn't help with me, did it? Also, me having more health problems wouldn't surprise me at this point. Heart disease, 50-50 chance of a brain disease.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
hell yeah, Egghead. Stay positive.
Brain disease, pal. I just saw your promo.
Stay positive, Egghead. You got this.
Oh my God, Scott, really?
Not bad. I don't know. I never know how far the line is. I don't know. I should go. I have to pee.
You know what?
We're all gonna go. Everybody have a good night. I'm gonna go fart in Ben's bathroom while I piss.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.